for a barnyard bash here tonight as it is Country Night presented by 93.9 The Wolf, our standalone Saturday night game to kick off the month of November. And what a boot, scoot, and boogie of a time that we are anticipating here tonight. You can't see the full outfit, but we're rocking the full Canadian tuxedo here tonight as we are fully ready for what is going to be an absolute dandy of a Saturday night in downtown Erie, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a good one. Barrie Colts are in town, final meeting of the season between the Otters and the Barrie Colts. And the last time these two teams met, it was the CHL Game of the Week. Will tonight deliver the same intrigue? We'll have to wait and see on that one, but we do know one thing. With Country Night here, it's going to be a memorable one. I don't know if we've done one before. I certainly know we haven't done one in my time since the post-pandemic era, and country music being such a popular thing here in Erie, Pennsylvania, this is the perfect way to be able to kick off the month that really emulates what fall is all about. And we are making this one extra special for you here tonight as our good friends at iHeartMedia Erie's 93.9 The Wolf are bringing all the country flair with our pop-up cowboy hat giveaway. Take a look at these on the screen. These are blue. These are attractive. They've got the logo on one side, the 93.9 The Wolf logo on the other side. Perfect for the sunny days when you just want to keep the sun out of your eyes, or anytime that you're going on out to a rodeo or maybe a country music festival. This is the perfect accessory to have, and we're certainly thankful to be able to have these thanks to our good friends at The Wolf. We've got a whole lot of fun going on here tonight as it is going to be a busy night at the Erie Insurance Arena, not just for Country Night, but a whole lot else going on. We'll talk more about that when we come back on the Northwest Pennsylvania Area Health Education Center pregame the pregame show. When it comes to health education in the Erie region, Northwest Pennsylvania AHEC is the name to know. But what is AHEC? Do they provide education to high school students on health careers?
AHEC does that.
Continued medical education for professionals?
AHEC does that.
Training for community health workers?
AHEC does that.
And even more?
AHEC, yeah, they do that.
Learn more today at nwpaahec.org. Northwest Pennsylvania Area Health Education Center, advancing Pennsylvania's health through education. When you shop at Wegmans this month, be sure to pick up non-perishable food to help put hunger in the penalty box. And don't forget to check out hunger when you check out.
Would you like to donate $2 for your $5 to the Second Harvest Food Bank today? Yay!
Help us help Second Harvest Food Bank on November 2nd. Welcome back into the NWPA AHEC pregame the pregame show. And again, it is a special night here tonight. Country Night we already talked about, but if you are coming out to the game, we recommend that you also bring cash donations or, of course, non-perishable food items. We are so excited to be able to team up alongside Wegmans to be able to support the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania. Over 11 counties here in Northwest Pennsylvania are touched by the work of Second Harvest Food Bank, and being able to support them in their holiday efforts, it certainly means a lot to us at the organization, and it certainly means a lot to the man in the organization who helped make this possible, our Vice President of Business Operations, Chad Westerberg. Trevor is live with him back at the office. Trevor, let's learn a little bit more about this food drive.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. We are here in the Otters offices, and of course, tonight is Country Night, but it is also our Put Hunger in the Penalty Box food drive, working alongside Wegmans and Second Harvest Food Bank. And here to chat a little bit more about the food drive itself is Otters VP of Business Ops, Chad Westerberg. Chad, let's talk a little bit about the food drive. What was kind of the initial steps that went into bringing this together?
Yeah, I think for us, we're always looking to utilize our platform and give back to the community. So in conversations with Wegmans back in the off season, they really wanted to hit home with some sort of community event or aspect. And so we kind of had the idea of hey, let's partner with us and Second Harvest and do this food drive and benefit the community.
What is kind of the goal, and what does it look like here tonight around the concourse?
Yeah, for us, we're hoping fans bring non-perishable food items to the game. They'll be able to also donate monetary donations as well. We'll have some fast facts on the video board and throughout the game as well, just kind of promoting, for the cause as well. So, it goes along with kind of Country Night tonight, and we're hoping to have, fans here and supporting that too.
Well, here in, of course, the month of thankfulness and heading into the holiday season, how special and how impactful can something like this and a donation can be for the fans?
Yeah, no, it's super impactful. It's super important for us. Like I said, I think for us, we want to do goodwill here in the community and especially Erie, obviously. And for Second Harvest, for them to, give back and be a part of the community with the holidays and Thanksgiving, it's a good time of year for us to do that as well.
Well, of course, if you would like to make a donation, there'll be spots all around the concourse here tonight around the rink. And hopefully, if you are coming out to the game, be able to bring some food and help out. Chad, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
Sean, back to you.
Again, anything that you can give goes so far. It goes a long way. Even the smallest thing, a single can of food, a single non-perishable food item, up to the biggest monetary donations that you can, it all goes toward the efforts of being able to help out those in need this holiday season. So if you can't be out to the game to be able to help the efforts, please make sure to visit the Second Harvest Food Bank's website or social media to learn more about their holiday efforts. A great cause, and we are so thankful to work alongside Wegmans as part of their Check Out Hunger campaign, and of course, in our inaugural Put Hunger in the Penalty Box food drive. We'll be right back here on the Otters Broadcast Network for the NWPA AHEC pregame the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you ready to roll for Saturday night hockey at the EIA. When it comes to health education in the Erie region, Northwest Pennsylvania AHEC is the name to know. But what is AHEC? Do they provide education to high school students on health careers?
AHEC does that.
Continued medical education for professionals?
AHEC does that.
Training for community health workers?
AHEC does that.
And even more?
Heck, yeah, they do that.
Learn more today at nwpaahec.org. Northwest Pennsylvania Area Health Education Center, advancing Pennsylvania's health through education. Welcome back in. It is the first game of November for the Erie Otters, and it's a Saturday night. You can't beat those two things. And when the weather's as good as it has been of late, it helps that nice fall breeze want to kick you inside and get you more acclimated to the ice hockey weather. Well, of course, if you are out and about before today's game, make sure you visit our friends all around the Arena District. They are giving special offers to Otters fans who are wearing their Otters garb all out and about. So make sure you patronize them, take advantage of their deals, and if you can't get to them before the game, please make sure you stop by after the game. You're certainly not going to regret it. Our Roscoe's Sports Bar and Grill player to watch for tonight's game. It was the first star in last night's game. It's Carey Tarrant. The captain had a goal and an assist and taking on a Barrie team that he's more than familiar with. We're hoping to see the same thing out of Captain Carey tonight. Merch item of the game, we're having a little bit of fun with the country theme. It is our Plaid is Rad hat for just $25. Make sure you head over to the Otters Den team store, get yours now, and make sure you tell them that it was a merch item of the game presented by Revich Investments that sent you. And if you can't join us here tonight, well, you're going to be missing a good one. It is going to be a dandy, but we're going to have some fun for you on the broadcast. 7 o'clock puck drop here tonight. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun on the Otters Broadcast Network or on the Otters Radio Network. It's always a good time here, and it's even better of a time when it's Country Night, presented by 93.9 The Wolf. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you very soon. Go Otters! Erie Saturday night, and the fans are in full force as they are ready for a rodeo of a time here. Barrie Colts and Erie Otters on a Saturday night for a yeehaw of a country night. We're in for a good one. The kids are out in full force, and we are ready for the final meeting of the season between the Erie Otters and the Barrie Colts. Oh, baby, the guys are ready, and we are ready here up in the broadcast booth. This is Cowboy Kubea. I'm Sheriff Sean, and we're having some fun here on a Saturday night. It's country night, and we're leaning all the way into it. We got to have some fun here tonight, and what better night? The game after Halloween is the one we really get to play dress up for.
Exactly, right? Not too much in terms of costumes last weekend, just playing with the Halloween vibe, but
very classy.
Exactly,
yeah.
Right? And staying pro, right? We're hockey broadcasters. Here we are in country night, gonna have some fun here this evening.
It's gonna be a good one here tonight too. The last time these two teams met 9 days ago, if you're keeping track at home, Canadian Hockey League Game of the Week, and boy howdy, if I may, it lived up to it in every regard, in every metric. 2-1, the Erie Otters won on that one. We'll talk a lot more about that later on, but this is an Erie team coming in, rightfully so, with a good bit of confidence thanks to a good performance last night.
Yeah, a game that for 57 minutes of it, the Otters really dominated the game and played a really strong hockey game. And you mentioned that game a little while ago, 9 days ago at the Sadlon Arena in Barrie. It was just a terrific game. You have superstars on both sides. You look at guys like Bo Jelsma, Bo Akey, Cole Bodwin, and Kayshawn Aitchison. You look on the Erie side with Malcolm Spence and Matthew Schaefer and Kerry Terrance, and the list goes on and on and on. Two very strong teams that match up very, very well. Expecting another really close one here tonight.
We are in for an absolute dandy, and it's coming up in just a little bit. We'll step aside momentarily here on the Otters Broadcast Network. When we come back, you'll hear from the players earlier on in this week about their thoughts from last weekend, and then the reaction of what they were able to do last night in Brantford. We'll be back.
Quite frankly, I think we got a lot more to give. If you got to put a number on it, probably about 60% right now, to be honest. So I think we got more in the tank, just a bit disconnected as a group. So, fresh week, fresh start. And I think we got a bit of a longer week this week to kind of work on the things that we find our areas of improvement and bring it Friday and Saturday.
Internally, there's a lot of things that we've had discussion about in terms of what's working, what's not working. Obviously, we don't want to give up as many shots on goal as we've been giving. I think we've done some good things creating some offense at the other end of the rink. Perhaps we don't always get the bounces that you like in any particular game, but as a whole, I think we like a lot of the things that we see. But look, that's an ongoing process that we're constantly communicating about on a daily basis. And here we are, already towards the end of October. Hard to believe, but we're looking to make constant improvements every single day.
This week I wanted to get my legs back in the feel of things, and I feel like, always I can work on my D zone and everything. But yeah, I feel like the biggest thing last weekend was just getting my legs in and, hopefully leaving where I left off.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. The Otters were not happy overall with their performance last weekend, so what do? They put up a goal early on in Brantford.
Yeah, what a play. Wesley Royston down at the goal mouth, able to bat it home for a big one to get Erie on the board.
Fourth goal of the season for Wesley Royston. Don't look now, but 77's getting hot. Near the end of period number 1, and Alexi Davio would be Mr. Do-It-All. Left side, right side, impossible angle. Might as well put him on net. Finds its way in.
Yeah, great rush from the Otters, and Alexi Davio just opens up and throws it to the net, and you never know what could happen, and he's able to beat Ryerson Leanders and make it 2-0.
2-0 for the Erie Otters after one period of play, and it would be a situation of the rich attempting to get richer going into period number 2 after a 19-5 shot advantage. Failed power play to start things off. Don't tell Kerry Terrance that, because he was all about doing his summer job. He's roofing it. gets this one over left side. Bing, bang, bong, back of the net.
You cannot give Carey Terrence that much space. He's wide open. Great feed to find Carey there, and love to see that goal and love to see the emotion he shows with that one.
Well, things start to take a turn south. 2.5 minutes would go in the favor of the Bulldogs, but Malcolm Spence don't care. Malcolm Spence, highlight reel goal.
Just a beautiful play from Malcolm Spence. He had no room, able to make the play and go top shelf for Erie.
Brantford loses its 7-game point streak, and Ken Peroff had his thoughts.
Credit to Malcolm just beating his guy up ice and taking it to the net, roofing it is awesome. So, look, it was good to get that response. You give it 3 quick goals like that, you need a little spark, and I was really proud of the guys and the way they battled.
What do you like about your penalty kill unit here tonight? Perfect night on the kill.
Yeah, look, they were good tonight. They followed the plan to a T. They've been really good on the 5-on-4 situations. It was nice to see them get rewarded the other end of the ice and, get a big goal for us as well. So, all in all, really happy with the group.
What was the plan in the third period, kind of locking things down and being able to keep pucks out of the net?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just a commitment to understanding risk, just making sure that if you don't have a play, you get it deep. And I think that's a contagious thing. Once one line does it, everybody feels they have to do the same. And our guys did a good job in that regard. And, a real good third period and a tight hockey game.
Reasonably happy was Ken Peroff, and especially you talked to him last night. Penalty kill came up big. This is a very good Brantford team, and the Erie Otters went into a very tough place to play. Fans are sitting right on top of you. There's nowhere for the noise to go. They came into that game points in 7 straight games. That streak was snapped last night, and the PK and the power play, big reasons why.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from the Erie Otters, and you mentioned the penalty kill. When you take a penalty that early in the game, right, they take a penalty about a minute into the hockey game, they kill it off. That really set the tone for the Erie Otters' performance and what they were going to be able to do throughout the rest of the night. And you mentioned the power play as well. Really strong stuff, and it's amazing that, and unfortunate for assistant coach Wes Wolf, who's away at the U17 World Hockey Challenge, that his unit has that type of a night with him not even in the building. So I wanted to ask Kenny if maybe he had a little bit of something to do with the power play. I didn't get a chance to ask him, but just a really strong night overall for the Otters and special teams. And when you look at the Otters and their results this season, when they win the special teams battle, more often than not, they're coming away with victories. It's a huge key to the success of the Erie Otters. So again, you need to have that success on special teams and just stay out of the box, right? Even with the penalty kill, doing its job, and with Malcolm Spence coming up with what ended up being the winner.
A big winner for the Erie Otters right there. And of course, for the Erie Otters, their special teams has been top 5, top 6, at least top 10 almost the entire season. Penalty kill certainly took a jump thanks to last night's performance, going 4 for 4. And the power play came up big when it counted, got the first goal, which turned out to be a big one. You silence Brantford, and now you get a chance against another Eastern Conference foe, a familiar Eastern Conference foe, and one that if things go stand pat this season, you won't see again till next season. So empty out the playbook, empty out the tank. This is your last time seeing the Colts. This is your last time seeing the Otters. There's nothing left to hide. Lay it all out there.
Yeah, really interesting matchup. And again, it's wild that you see the same team that you're only going to see twice in 9 days. So you get them out of the way early on in the season and get them out of the way in a very short period of time. And that's what we're seeing with the Erie Otters and Barrie Colts. And, it's a little bit easier to prepare, or so you will hear in just a moment, when this is the case. Because again, like you mentioned, you kind of empty out the tank, empty out the playbook, and go ahead and prepare. Just a fun matchup between these two teams on deck, certainly.
It'll be a really good one. And when we come back here on the Otters Broadcast Network, you're going to hear from one of the best in the OHL, General Manager and Head Coach of the Barrie Colts, Marty Williamson, as Trevor goes across the ice. We'll be back.
OHL Live on CHL TV.
What a goal by Michael Misa!
Every goal.
What a rip!
Every save.
What a save by Oscar!
On every device.
Doesn't get better than that!
Here's the rookie. Schaefer shoots and scores!
In every market.
Back in Seneca scores!
All season long.
Green Tree went through! Green Tree scores!
Subscribe now at watch.chl.ca. OHL Live, the home of every OHL game.
Welcome on in to another edition of Across the Ice, getting to know tonight's opponent, and an opponent that has been quite familiar over the last week or so for the Erie Otters, that of course being the Barrie Colts. And so glad to be joined here by the head coach of the Colts, Marty Williamson. Coach, thank you so much for taking some time to join us.
No problem. Good to be here with you.
Well, obviously a pretty solid start for you guys, and pretty interesting to see the same team that you're only going to see twice in the span of about 9 days. How does preparation for you guys kind of change, knowing that you're going to see this team so consistently over a period and then not see them again?
Well, it makes it a little easier, actually. You do your prep work for game one, and then obviously when you're playing again, so you can kind of take what worked and what didn't work, and in a week down the road, you're going at each other again this Saturday. So it's again, it's a challenge. Obviously we thought we played a pretty good game against them the first time, but couldn't solve that goaltender of yours.
Yeah, what have you seen so far from your team over this first handful of games in the year?
Well, I like what I've seen. We're a team that can play solid defense. Our scoring's starting to come around, but I thought that would take a little while with the chemistry and starting to learn the new systems. We've got 5 or 6 new guys, from last year's team. So, it takes a while, but we're starting to get to those benchmarks where, things, accountability and getting things done, we should understand what we want to do on faceoffs and neutral zones and all that kind of stuff. So we're feeling good about the team, but there's still a long ways to go.
You mentioned defense right there. That was something that stood out to me looking through the stat book and also in watching the game on Thursday. Can you kind of mention that side of things and how that works systematically for your group?
Well, getting Bo Akey back, we lost him pretty well for the whole year. So Bo Akey and adding Bertucci to our group, and then obviously big Gabe from the Ottawa Senators, the second round pick there. So we've added some new defensemen to the group that we kind of had. Passmore's taken a really good step. Tiller's just one of these solid guys, and so we like our group of 6-7 guys, and they're kind of diverse. They can, we can generate offense with that group, and but we also believe that we can, and you need that kind of a blue line to play against a team like Erie, that throws 3 lines at you, and that they all have talent on. It's one of the few teams in the league that we've played so far that has that kind of depth. And, so our blue line is kind of one of the strengths of our team. We believe they transport the puck real well for our forwards, but also they defend well for our goaltenders. So they're pretty important to me.
And of course, last Thursday, getting Bo Jelsma, your captain, back in the lineup. How big is that addition for your group going forward?
Well, it's huge. He was our best player last year. We anticipate the same thing for him this year. Jelly's, he's a warrior. He's the type of guy that just cares an awful lot. And that's why we made him the captain. And, he's excited to be back with us. These guys, all these 20-year-olds, they think they're close to pro and, they want that step. But they also understand if they get sent back, then there's still stuff to work on. And, he's got a great mindset that way. And he's a pretty special individual that we feel pretty happy to have. And, it's going to take him a few weeks to kind of get back into the swing of things. He's coming off a fairly substantial injury that kept him out for almost 6 weeks. So, but it's good to see him start the process of getting back to the old Jelly that we know.
Yeah, super exciting, I imagine, for you guys. And you mentioned a couple moments ago adding Tristan Bertucci and, of course, Dallin Wakely, pretty recent in the recent times here. How have those new additions been able to fit in with your group, and what have you seen from them so far?
Well, they fit in really seamlessly as far as, character-wise. We did a lot of homework on, both guys and heard nothing but positive things about, they care and, they're type guys. Dallin's still trying to get a contract. Tristan is signed, but, he knows he needs to work on things. And so they've come in with a great mindset and, they fit in really well with, that's one of the things that I'm kind of really excited about this team. I like the chemistry so far. I like how we interact with each other and, just that we care for each other an awful lot. So that, over 68 games, that's awfully important. It's really difficult to have too many, pains in the rear end in your dressing room. If you got guys that really care, that it makes life a lot easier for teammates and for coaches.
Certainly so. Coach, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate this.
No, appreciate it. No problem at all. Thank you.
All right, we will step aside, take a break. When we come back, much more from downtown Erie on the Otters Hockey Pregame Show.
As we look at the standings on the first Saturday of November, the Erie Otters have found themselves now up to number 4 in the Western Conference thanks to a couple of wins over the last few weeks. Barrie Colts, one notch above them in the Eastern Conference, and again, we talked about it. These are 2 teams that played in the CHL Game of the Week, so you're not surprised to see them where they are, but it just gives you a little inclination. You can't fully go off stats, you can't fully go off standings, but if it's inclination of anything, we're in for a really good game and a really well-coached game.
It really is, and you heard it right there from Marty Williamson. It's just a great matchup between 2 really good hockey clubs, and just one of those games that makes our job a lot easier.
And the Barrie Colts went into Niagara last night and were able to down that Niagara team by a pretty handed score. No team has done that to Niagara yet this season with the upstart of the Ice Dogs.
Yeah, really impressive for the Barrie Colts to go into their rink and where the Otters will be next on Thursday, their next opponent in the Niagara Ice Dogs, to go in there and beat them 7-3 on a Friday night. That is a really impressive job by the Barrie Colts, and again, I think it shows just how good this Barrie team is. You look up and down the lineup, there's superstars galore. It's up to the Otters to kind of calm them down, quiet them down, do what they did last night with some of the superstars in Brantford.
And as we look at the league scoreboard for a busy Saturday night, we've already got a few games, well, most of the games in action here tonight. Sarnia and Brampton in the third, 2-2 game. Sudbury at Brantford, 2-1 there. Kingston continuing the woes of the Guelph Storm, which the Otters will certainly take as they take on Guelph next week. And Saginaw up in Owen Sound with a 3-0 result thus far. Barrie's here in Erie, Sioux's at Flint, and we're going to keep you posted now this season on our affiliate team, Port Colborne, and what they're doing. They have got the Strathroy Rockets on the road tonight in Strathroy. So Port Colborne, big win last night against the London Nationals. Anytime a member of this affiliate branch can beat a team from London, it's a pretty good night.
Yeah, always is.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, pregame ceremonies from a Saturday night. Good things are brewing in Erie at Lavery Brewing Company. Lavery is an independent craft brewery creating innovative ales, traditional lagers, and beer that gives back. Their quickly expanding urban brew pub also offers modern American cuisine in a cozy atmosphere. Located just blocks from the Erie Insurance Arena at 128 West 12th Street. Grab a pregame pint and support local. Lavery Brewing, brewing innovative ales in small batches. For more information, head to laverybrewing.com. And we welcome you back in now as the Erie Otters are hitting the ice. The starters being announced here on a Saturday night in what promises to be a very exciting matchup. And we are due up for a dandy. Otters fans have came out in force, and it's going to be a really good one here for the EIA for the final meeting of the season between Barrie and Erie.
Should be a great hockey game. Two great clubs going back and forth here. And again, expect a little bit of animosity between these two teams here in this early part of the season. Let's take a look at Cabegan's keys tonight. We'll start with the Barrie Colts. Ring of Fire want to try and establish that forecheck in the offensive zone and battle in the O zone with a good forecheck. Jelly Roll, and that is, of course, their captain, Bo Jelsma, who scored the lone goal for the Colts in the Otters' victory last week. Now on the Otters side of things, Pano and Alfie. Pano and Sam Alfano, Pano Femus. Big group for the Otters, and they're going to look to come up big and walk the line. Well, that's Matthew Schaefer running the show for the Otters on defense.
We have got a very special guest for our ceremonial puck drop, and we will send it down to them.
Puck drop again. Both captains to the carpet, if you could, please. Thank you, guys. Tonight's country night would not be possible without our good friends at Erie's radio home for New Country, 93.9 The Wolf. Here to kick off the evening ceremonies is iHeartMedia Erie News Director and the voice of Erie Radio, Alan Carpenter. Thank you to Alan and the entire team at iHeartMedia Erie and 93.9 The Wolf.
Alan Carpenter, famously one of the nicest humans I've ever met in my life also.
Erie legend.
Truly. In every metric, he's been doing radio longer than you and I have been alive.
Thank you, gang.
And he's been doing it better than us when we have been alive. We will step aside now. The Erie Junior Philharmonic Choir is gracing us with the performances of the national anthems.
Youth Choir performs O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner.
Colts, and it is Saturday night hockey action here from downtown Erie. And you know what that means? It's time to look at our two goaltenders in tonight's game, and we've got a great matchup here. These two, Sam Hillebrand, Noah Erliden, they were the two who were in net the last time these two teams went off for a 2-1 classic in the favor of the Erie Otters.
Great numbers on both sides between these two terrific netminders for either team. Of course, Noah Erliden it was who stole the show last time these two teams met up, with Noah in that 41-42 save performance. And you heard Marty Williamson remark on the Colts just not being able to solve Noah Erliden, and they're going to be looking for answers to the equation here tonight with Noah in net.
Well, don't feel too bad, Coach Williamson. Not a lot of people have been able to figure out Mr. Noah Erliden so far this season. We have got a dandy do-up for you here tonight. We're so happy to have you here alongside us. Erie Otters and Barrie Colts, Saturday night hockey for the EIA. We are underway. This one will find its way back inside of the defensive end as it'll be taken back by Kayshawn Aitchison, a player we're going to watch with a lot of intrigue here tonight. He has been a very fun one to watch, and we expect exactly the same here tonight. Back below the goal line it'll go, working its way up the near wall, moving back up at the blue line. Sauter able to send this one back down. Below the goal line it'll go, moving this one in, found inside of the near corner. Battled after it, this one taken away, top of the right circle, Gabriel Frasco with it, over for Sauter. Sauter over left wing side, sent in by Schaefer, down for Hammond. Hammond, below the goal line, he'll go with this one. Battled for along the wide wall, back up at the blue line. Erie looking after it, Martin Mishiak taking it. This one up in the air, finding its way back down inside of the near corner, and a quick change here. Again, this is an Erie team with a very short bench, so short shifts are going to be essential.
Yeah, always a key to try and limit your shift time. That's something Stan Butler preaches quite a bit, and especially with a short bench here tonight, that is a big-time key to success.
First minute of play gone by as inside of the offensive end comes Cole Bodwin and the team from Barrie. Erie will bring this one out of the zone. Moving its way back in, Bo Akey. Back after this one as it finds its way down below the goal. Erie inside of the offensive end once again. No shots officially recorded just yet in this one, as we are just nearly 90 seconds underway. Top of the left circle, sent in. Rebound opportunity, they score! First shot of the game, first goal. Pano Femus getting it started on home ice.
Well, Pano Femus, who was guarding him, he was wide open and in front of the net, and a great little maneuver to sneak it past Hillebrand. Femus finds the back of the net, and just like that, the Otters have a 1-0 lead, 2 shots on goal, and in a game that finished 2-1 last time, well, the Otters are a third of the way there to the total goals in that hockey game. Pano Femus, his scoring has come along a lot more recently, had that big weekend last weekend, and comes up here with a huge goal for the Otters.
90 seconds. 90 seconds is all it took for the Erie Otters to open scoring in this one. It was just a little bit over 3 minutes in last night's game. Early goals set the tone.
You got to set the tone early, and the Otters have done just that with Pano Femus, again, a leader coming up with a big goal. And again, any time that you have a situation like this and a back-to-back, you want to get that early goal to get the lead going earlier on, and the thumbs up from the officials, a good goal, and it's 1-0 Otters.
Well, that is a big start. And for Pano Femus, it's just continuation of the success that he's had of late. And for the Erie Otters, it's a continuation of the offensive success they've been looking to get consistently. Here's Royston in. Royston! That one's blocked back behind. Good job done in front by Grayson Tiller.
Scored by number 98, Pano Femus.
And how much have Otters fans appreciated Pano Femus since he came over in that trade from the Ice Dogs?
Yeah, what a terrific trade for the Erie Otters, bringing him in. Did give up quite a bit to get him, and it was a strange move, it felt like at the time, but to bring him in, this one has worked out brilliantly for Erie.
A big investment and a player who's got a big future ahead of him in Pano Femus, but right now he's worried about the present, and the present is number 98 putting the Otters up 1-0. So hey, we did Otters trivia. We started off last week. Now we got to figure out tonight, when did the Grand Ole Opry start broadcasting, and how many members are there? Trevor, you're a big country guy. You start us off with a guess.
Yeah, I'm going to guess probably sometime in, so are we doing radio or TV is the big question.
Probably
because
radio.
If it's radio, I would guess probably in the 20s or the 30s. And in terms of members, probably in the hundreds, somewhere maybe like 210.
I'm going to go early 40s. And, boy, it's an exclusive club. But I'm going to go with 93. 93 will be my number. So we'll find that out as we get later on in the first period. Make sure you tweet your guesses at the Erie Otters. So it'll find its way back inside of the defensive end, moving its way forward and back down inside of the defensive end. It'll go as below the goal line. It finds its way for Sam Hillebrand. By the way, as we showcased our goaltending numbers, not a lot of difference statistically speaking between Hillebrand and Erliden. Of course, the Erie Otters have been able to figure out the goaltender in navy and gold, well, the opposite navy and gold here tonight.
Yeah, Hillebrand's been very, very good, but I think one thing to keep in mind is the defense that he has in front of him. And again, you heard it from Marty Williamson. He's really, really confident in his 6 defensemen. And you can see it with the numbers that Barrie has put up in terms of allowing goals. It's a pretty low one.
Back inside of the defensive end, this one will go for the Barrie Colts. And this is quite a different start from last week. The Erie Otters have really set the tone to start this game off, and back inside of their defensive end they'll go. From the Barrie side, though, they are getting a few opportunities as they nearly force a turnover there. Worked in the left wing side. Here's Gabriel Frasca trying to create some separation. The 286s combine as this one finds its way below the goal line. Less than 16 and a half to go here. Both shots in this game belong to the Erie Otters, and they've got a 1-0 lead. Moving its way back inside of the offensive end. Kayshawn Aitchison waiting for it. Aitchison, he'll send it back in through neutral ice. Sauter playing defense here against Patterson. Sauter sends his man into the boards. Davio gets hit up high. No arm up from the officials. He'll go down and get right back up, and we will play on. Outside of the left circle. Below the goal line it'll go. Here's Alexi Davio. Again, with an Otter team rolling 5D, being able to still get offensive contributions from a defenseman like Davio provided last night, it goes a long way.
It really does, and Davio, love to see him step up with a big goal.
Aitchison from a nothing angle was looking for a pretty Davio-like bounce from last night's game. Now here's the pressure for Barrie. Moved in right wing side, loose toward the blue paint. Sauter, he's showing the sewer ball skills as he kicks that one up the near wall. Sam Alfano below the goal line. Sauter over with it. Back it'll go right wing side to the blue line. Up inside and back down from the right wing side. Here's Cole Beaudoin driving the net front. And Erliden able to work like a wall and get that one immediately set aside. Good forecheck here for the Barrie Colts as they're starting to grow into the game. They've got a shot of their own now. Moving its way toward the mid slot and out of the zone it'll go. Here's Pano Femus, your hero of the first period thus far, bringing it in. Puck up in the air. Grabbed out of the air, but taken by Spence. And a sneaky little shot is just set aside before it finds Hillebrand. Top of the right circle it'll go. Femus not able to cleanly get that one down for Matthew Schaefer. Femus takes it, can't get it through as this one's back down below the goal line. 14:44 to go in the opening frame. It's been nonstop end-to-end action so far, and that's just the way we like it. Moved in, fancy move, and just running out of real estate was Emil Hemming. Up it'll go here. Erie moving through neutral ice. Found in, moved in. Outside of the right circle, Dylan Edwards puts it in front. Oh, what a save made by Hillebrand as he sticks the big toe out. Entering in Jelsma for Stewart. That one takes a strange ricochet up into the air. Centering opportunity, only Otters in the area. Falling down is an Otter. 4-1 shots favor Erie here as we are 6 minutes deep into this game with a 1-0 Otter lead. Out of the zone it'll go. Carey Terrance, the first star in last night's game, and our Roscoe's Sports Bar and Grill player to watch in tonight's game. Below the goal line. 4-1 shots in favor of the Erie Otters. And the first 2 shots of the game helped them find that first goal. Out of the zone it'll go. Should be back for an icing and will be as we will head to the media timeout with a 1-0 lead for the Otters. Country Night here from the Erie Insurance Arena. And I know we've seen a lot of the kids out and about rocking their country hats here tonight, their cowboy hats. And again, a big thank you to our good friends at iHeartMedia Erie, the flagship station, of course, of the Erie Otters, 93.9, our sister station to our current radio partner of Jet Radio 1400. But anytime you can combine the brands of country music with an in-game activation, that just makes for some fun.
And anytime you've got a wearable giveaway,
yes.
Always a lot of fun. It's really been cool. I had a chance to take a stroll around the rink here a little earlier on today, and just the amount of people that have got the cowboy hats rocking, and of course for us rocking them during pregame as well. Just a super fun and unique giveaway. Always love the fun ones, and we've got a lot of them coming up throughout the rest of this season.
I really like this one too. I think it's super unique. I think it kind of breaks from just the traditional, T-shirt giveaway, which those are great. Don't get me wrong. And it just allows something that has a lot of purposes. And of course, kayaking will certainly be a big one, as I know Alan Carpenter commented on when he got his hat. 13:20 left to go here in the first period. Erie back inside of defensive ice. They'll move this one forward, and out of the zone it'll go. Erie with it, moving its way into the defensive end of the Barrie Colts. Up into the neutral zone. Entering in from the right wing side, Bodwin takes a check. Davio took it back, and below the goal line, Jelsma's got it. Jaden Newton. Pressure being applied back here by the Otters. 4-1 shots in this game favoring the Erie Otters side. Back below the goal line will be taken by Alexi Davio. Puck sent back to the blue line. Nobody's there to take it, and Erie will have to go off for a change and try and go after this one again. Hurl it in. Plays it forward. Works this one up for Martin Misiak. Misiak over right wing side for Alexi Davio. Had his third goal this season last night. Davio. That's out of the right circle. Frasca, as this one finds its way over for Martin Misiak. Misiak pushes it to Sauter at the blue line, and out to the neutral zone it'll go. And again, the reason that Erie is down with short numbers, Lucas Ambrosio, Tyler Challenger, both at U17 alongside assistant coach Wes Wolf, and Ty Henry serving the second game of a 2-game suspension for the last time the Erie Otters were home. So, well, you want to get conditioning early on. This is a great way to do it. Back in it'll go. Sam Hillebrand sends this one aside. Entering in, mid-slot opportunity. Martin Misiak trying to make something happen. Throws it on net. Frasca trying this one back behind, and it's just set aside by Brett Hammond. Not able to find that one home. Erie will battle for it inside of the near corner. 11 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here. Erie looking for it as this one moves out to neutral ice. Out it'll go, back below the goal line. Up against the near wall. Top of the right circle. Weigel moving it down. 7-1. Shots are favoring the Erie Otters here on a Saturday night as they are doing a lot of the same things they did in last night's game. Early goals and a big shot differential.
Yeah, great opportunity moments ago as well for Brett Hammond. That's one he's going to be kicking himself over. Had plenty of room to get the shot away and just sent it wide. Hillebrand, couple of big saves, and he's been busy early on.
Yeah, he sure has been, and this is a motivated Erie Otter offense as it goes down the ice for an icing. This is an Erie team that prior to last night's game had not had over 3 goals since a win in Flint a couple of weeks ago, so they were almost a little snake-bitten offensively, and he had 4 last night. It doesn't seem like a nominal difference, or a marginal difference rather, over 3 to 4, but boy, it certainly has helped the momentum and the confidence of this offense.
It really has, and again, you look at this Otters team, and with what they've been able to do when they're scoring more than 3 goals, that has become kind of the magic number here for the Erie Otters. And, when they are scoring over 3 goals other than 1 game, that's been the magic number for them to win.
Erie battling for this one. Hillebrand once again busy as he has to pass it off, get it back, and then send it back around. That's out of the right circle. Tristan Bertucci, speaking of former Flint Firebirds, as this one moves its way in. Noah Erliden stopping it with the big paddle. Top of the right circle, turnover force, Barrie in, and they nearly send this one out of play. Top of the left circle, a shot in. That one staples the back glass. Erie back at the blue line. This will be knocked down by Michael Deerbridge. Bottom of the right circle, it'll go. Inside of the corner, Erie spending some time inside of their defensive end. Right wing side, it'll go toward the net front. Erliden's not sure where it is, but he knows that he has it, and he gets a friendly whistle.
Good strong save from Erliden, and I want to go back to the point about 3 goals being the magic number. If the Otters have scored more than 3 goals, and again, it's very early, here in the season. This is game number 14 for the Erie Otters, but if they have scored 3 goals or more, they've won every time. So that seems to be, at least for now, early on in the season, kind of the magic number for the Erie Otters. So trying to get on the board early and trying to add on the lead's a big thing for them and a big key.
Well, all you can do is read the stats, and the stats right there are certainly in the favor of an offensively focused Erie Otter unit. And that's certainly a good thing to have, because this team is built to score goals, especially in a format like they have right now where their defense is so, short benched, I should say. It's good to be able to have so many of the forwards still in contention. Back inside of the defensive end, it'll be moved forward by Dylan Edwards. Edwards forward, across the red line, sends it in below the goal line. Moved around, Grayson Tiller works it up for Bo Jelsma. Jelsma, who made his season debut 9 days ago when the Erie Otters went to the Stadlon Arena. As this one shot in, blocked immediately, and out of the zone it'll go for Dylan Edwards. Moved in Matthew Schaefer. He made his season debut 9 days ago as well, so it was a battle of the stars coming back in the CHL game of the week. This one played by a hand pass, and we will get a stoppage in play with 9:22 left to go.
Yeah, that game was kind of a hallmark occasion, I think, for both teams in this season, with the guys that they were able to get back, of course, and both of them scored in Schaefer and Jelsma in that game, and it just kind of carries over to tonight's matchup and seeing what things look like for both sides. And for the Otters, of course, trying to keep going in the right direction. And Schaefer's been great since he's come back.
He sure has been. He's playing like a guy who's ranked as an A-rated prospect. And, well, when your first power play that you get to quarterback after missing the entire start of the season is a power play goal, it's a certain sign of things to come. Outside of the right circle, this one sent back below the goal line. Nearly 11 minutes gone by here for the Erie Insurance Arena in period number 1. Otters lead at 1-0 with a 7-2 shot differential. And don't let the shot category confuse you. Barrie has spent a good amount of time in their offensive end.
Yeah, they have, but the Otters have done a great job in terms of closing lanes down and not allowing Barrie too many opportunities to get shots at the goal. So really credit to the Otters defense, who have really stepped up in the absence of a couple of key pieces.
Well, is this one sent up and out of play, and this is likely going to be a delay of game penalty against Erie with 8:38 to go. Well, as you praise the defense, now a defenseman heads to the box, and it's Alexi Davio, and it's an unforced error, which are always the toughest to swallow as a defensive coach.
Yeah, that one, as soon as it left his stick, he knew he was going to be taking the trip to the penalty box. A delayed game call, puck rolled up on him, and he got quite a bit underneath it, sending it sailing over the glass. So Otters will go on the kill. They were great last night. Going to have to be here tonight against a pretty solid Barrie power play.
2 minutes for delay of game. Time of the penalty, 11:23.
And you hear it formally there from the man of the hour, none other than Dean Pepicillo, PA voice of the Erie Insurance Arena. So it'll find its way back in. Bodie Stewart brings it in. 3-on-2 developing in, right wing side, and a stick in the lane either from Alfano or Schaefer. Able to stop that one initially. Up against the near wall, this one will go. Erie battling for it and sent down the length of the ice, Sam Alfano. And again, we talked about Erie had its struggles on the penalty kill the previous game before last night, but they got back to basics last night, which helped them go 4 for 4.
Yeah, it was a really impressive night on the penalty kill. And again, just get puck and send it out of the zone.
Watch out, opportunity here for Carey Terrance. Alone in front, he scores! Short-handed goal, Carey Terrance, our player to watch, puts the Otters up 2-0. 7:57 to go in the first period. Back-to-back games with shorties for the Otters.
And for Carey Terrance, that could not have come at a better time. Just a terrific play in the neutral zone, a little pickpocket and just flying forward. And, I love the confidence as well from him to take it on by himself. It's been a bit of a tough stretch, but it looks like he's starting to come out of it a bit for the Erie Otters and coming up with some big moments. That is one here for Carey Terrance, and he gives Erie a 2-0 lead with their second straight game with a shorthanded goal.
And of course it would come the day after Malcolm Spence scores one. Those guys are back and forth when it comes to scoring shorties. They were Scotty and Pippen last year of doing that.
10, Carey Terrance. Shorthanded goal, unassisted.
Unassisted goal. That's not a hard one to decipher, as Carey Terrance did all the work and completed the job, as this one goes down the length of the ice for an icing. So again, when you're out there for the for the penalty kill, you're certainly not thinking about scoring goals, but if the opportunity presents itself, especially as an offensive-focused player, Malcolm Spencer or Kerry Terrance, you're not going to miss your chance.
Why not? And that's why you see those guys playing on the power play, their speed and their ability to change the game at any moment.
Bottom of the right circle, driving in, Erlinen makes the save. 7 minutes and 4 seconds left to go here in period number 1. And the Otters will have a draw inside of their defensive end. Erie is almost replicating last night's performance in this first period. It's almost 1-for-1.
It really is. And again, leading in the shot total right there. Nice move from Keyshawn Aitchison to free himself up. But then again, as soon as he does, there's a bunch of Otters collapsing on him and not allowing him to get a full power shot off an Erlin, and he easily turns it away. But to your point, Sean, I think the Otters have done a nice job in coming out with plenty of energy here tonight and digging in deep, knowing that it's tough late on in these back-to-back, second half of a back-to-back with a short bench. There's no excuses. The Otters aren't making any, and they've looked strong here so far.
Face off in the right circle. Wait on the drop here between Pano Femus and Cole Bodwin, and we do get it now. Back at the blue line, this one will go. 7 minutes left to go in period number 1. At the blue line, moving over, working its way down. Emil Hemming's opportunity can't go too far, and back below the goal line, it'll find its way for Patterson. In top of the left circle. Final moments here of the opportunity on the man advantage as Alexi Davio stands up in the box, working its way down left wing side. Davio, he'll exit the box now, and the Erie Otters find themselves successful on the penalty kill with a short-handed goal to their favor. Now Alexi Davio getting loose, fires a shot, gets interfered with on his way in, and the Erie Otters are going to turn misfortune into fortune into even more fortune as they're going to get a Pennsylvania Lottery power play after a Logistics Plus penalty kill.
Great spot to find Davio coming right out of the box, and Davio, a little maneuver, he just bumps the puck right around Emil Hemming, who's going to be the guilty party here for the Barrie Colts. Flying in, good opportunity. Hillebrand tried the poke check, and as soon as he did, Davio got his shot away, and Hemming tied him up, and he'll go to the box. Otters will go on the power play. So turning defense into offense, and now a great chance here on the man advantage.
And that was well played by Erie. They were exactly ready for something like that to occur. Alexi Davio has fed the puck, and the Erie Otters now go on the PA Lottery power play.
Penalty to number 28, Emil Hemming. 2 minutes for hooking.
Hooking the call officially against Hemming, and we're underway for an Erie power play that struck early in the game yesterday. Moving its way over, Pano Femus, stick broken inside of the right circle. Back it'll go, Schaefer over left wing side. Martin Mishak back for Schaefer. Schaefer over right wing side. Femus fires the shot. It comes in and out of the glove of of Sam Hillebrand. Back it'll go, top of the left wing side. Moving down. Erie looking for this one. Taking its way, it'll go now. Erie looking forward, bottom of the right circle it goes. Back of the blue line. Here's Schaefer with it. Schaefer, top of the right circle, centering opportunity, left wing side, shot in, and Hillebrand finds it underneath of him as we're getting a little extracurricular activity back behind the play. Sam Alfano in the mix. Well, you can't be surprised to see it. It was an emotional series the last time these two teams met, and it's living up to that already tonight.
Looks like Alfano might be the only one going to the box here, so that'll even him up. Alfano quite frustrated. He took a little whack at Hillebrand right after the whistle, and that prompted the discussions, and he will go for a slash. So he does get the penalty for the little whack on the goaltender after the whistle, and that prompted quite the discussion. So Alfano to the box. Otters will skate 4-on-4, then go back on the PK for 40 seconds.
Well, he had an opportunity, and it's those emotional plays. They'll come up. That's part of the game of hockey, especially when you're working with guys in this age group. But it's an opportunity lost, certainly, for the Erie Otters.
Yeah, it really is. And they were moving the puck well and creating well. So it's certainly tough. But now you've got a chance 4-on-4 and plenty of speed out there.
Flashing. Time of the penalty. 14.
Slashing is officially confirmed the penalty, and the fans not happy with it, but letter of the law. This one will find its way into the blue paint. Erlin finally gets the glove on it, and a little extra shoving and pushing back as Nick Holomego gets in the mix.
Yeah, you've got Bodwin and Jelsma out there on the 4-on-4, looking to make it happen, and Erlin able to make the save for the Erie Otters.
5 minutes and 32 seconds left to go here. And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. We are without our hats. What has happened to us? What is a cowboy without his hat?
Well, I mean, I guess with it, a little tough to wear a cowboy hat with headsets.
Oh,
though.
nonsense. Let me try this out. We'll see how this looks. That's not great.
I mean, you can pull it off, right?
Well, this doesn't look great, but I'll tell you what does look great. It's the Erie Otters out there so far. We're 14 and some change through this one, and Erie is playing dynamite.
Yeah, it's been a really strong start for the Erie Otters here in this hockey game. I've really liked the way they forechecked, and I think that was a key last night in the victory in Brantford was just putting the pressure on and just that shot-first mentality. Again, you hear about it all the time, but the Otters have done a great job in doing that.
We brought you Otters trivia. You see it on your screen. When did the Grand Ole Opry start? You said it was in the 20s. That was when they started broadcasting. I said the 40s. How many members? You said in the 200s. I said 93. Let's get our answer here. 1925. So I would give that one to you. It's 74. It went
half
over.
and half.
That's tough. That's a tough one. The Otters media team coming up good with that one. Well, it's going to be tough here now as well as we've got 4-on-4 hockey continuing on. And the Erie faithful getting antsy in this one. Back it'll go with the blue line. So on finding its way left wing side and sent up way out of play by the goaltender of Noah Erliden.
Good blocker from Noah Erliden on the shot from Bo Jelsma. You know, you talk about that shot-first mentality. That's the type of player that Bo Jelsma is. He's not afraid to let it fly. Does there. And a good, strong blocker from Erliden.
4-on-4 hockey continues here. 5:25 left to go in the first period. The officials might be checking out the clock. Not quite sure.
Again, we mentioned it last night in Brantford in this building, especially after what we saw a little under a month ago. Make sure it is spot on.
Yeah, they do put up 2 seconds back on, so we'll do the same here. Face off in the left circle. And trying to jump the draw there was Gabriel Frasca, former Eastern Conference player himself. And boy, it is a lively crowd here tonight on a Saturday night. It's been a week since the Otters are home, and you're feeling it, certainly. Moved over mid-slot, Bodwin immediately met by a gang of Otters, and this will be taken back by the Erie. Moving its way below the goal line. Up out, right wing side, Erie sends it into the neutral zone. 40 seconds left to go on the Emil Hemming penalty. And 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go against Sam Alfano. Entering in from the right wing side. Jelsma, bottom of the left circle, ran out of real estate. Fans are after it. Nice opportunity for Spence. Oh, what a gutty play defensively. All on his backside and makes the stick moves to get that one set aside. Jelsma back at the blue line. The Colts captain moves it down, finding its way back below the goal line. Just over 4.5 left to go here in period number 1. One man ready to come out of the box here on the Barrie side. Emil Hemming will find his way out of the box. And now a power play begins as this one finds its way back below the goal line. 36 seconds left for Sam Alfano to sit. Top of the right circle, Hemming fresh out of the box. Bottom of the right circle, sends this one up for Bodwin, but doesn't have anywhere to shoot it. Top of the left circle, back of the blue line, right wing side, and quick pinball action sets this one to the near wall. Hemming trying it once again. He'll go inside of the corner. Frasca tries to stop him on a dime. Back it'll go now for Bertucci. Left wing side for Jelsma, and now it's set aside. Back of the blue line it'll go. 9 seconds left to go on the Alfano penalty. Sent out of the zone, and the Otters will go 2 for 2 on the PK.
Great work as the Colts were able to put a little bit of pressure on, moving the puck around. Jelsma and Bodwin were out there for about the entire 4-on-4 and then that little bit of a power play. So they're going to be gassed. Great job by Erie defensively.
Shots have gone up to 7 now on the side of the Barrie Colts. But the Erie Otters lead in this one by 2-0 differential. Back below the goal line it'll go. Sauter with a little bit of a cross check, battling for this one back below the goal line. Terrance moves up. Here's Wesley Royston with it. Royston brings it forward, just dumps it back in below the goal line of Hillebrand. Royston going after his own rebound. Where's the puck? Everyone's looking for it. Finally finds its way into the trapezoid. Erie's got it. Bottom of the right circle. Back for Sauter. Sauter's shot and held onto by Hillebrand. 3:03 left to go. And we'll take a look at what we're expecting in the first intermission as we've got, let's get musical. We're going to talk a little bit about the country music. We got musical chairs. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Then we're going to look at the summer of Schaefer, and if Trevor's led me in the right direction, this is an absolute masterpiece production from our very own digital content manager, Peter Rashinsky. And then we're talking a Saturday night six-pack. 6 games around the Ontario Hockey League on a Saturday night, so great intermission. Due up.
Should be a lot of fun, and yes, that Schaefer piece is, as the kids say these days, fire.
Matthew Schaefer, he's certainly been on fire since finding his way into the Ontario Hockey League. Outside of the right circle, this one battled for. Frasca moving it, mid-slot shot, and sends this one back behind. Below the goal line, Brett Hammond battling for it. Hammond inside of the corner, he'll go after this one. Moving its way inside of the near wall. Sauter out of the zone, back inside of defensive ice. Here's Nicholas Holomego with it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so left to go as Noah Erlin's net takes a rather loud fall down onto the ice. I don't know the last time I've seen a net fall that way.
Yeah, Holomego was the one behind the net there that tipped it over, and the net goes the other way. And look at Erlin, he's going to pick it up.
He's doing it himself. These Swedish kids, you know, they're not the lazy type. They're the kind who just get to work. I want to get back. I want to play goal again. And he's been known for that as well. When he falls down, he gets right back up. He's tried to play ice technician before, and I don't believe it was here. I believe it was on the road.
Yeah, and that's one, though, where you kind of hold your breath. Like, maybe don't want to do that, right? Because you don't want Noah to get hurt trying to fix his net. But I love to see that he's never afraid to help out, and that's certainly in the character of number 1 for the Erie Otters.
Erie face-off just to the left of Noah Erlin. One back here by the Barrie Colts. An attempted shot in heavy by Tiller. Instead only goes to the mid-slot. Now it finds its way out of the zone. Erie looking after this one. 2:20 remaining in period number 1. Shots 14-7 in favor of the Otters as they've got a 2-0 lead on home ice and all the good vibrations going in their direction. Up against the near wall, Hammond delayed offside. The fans are feeling it. They're getting rowdy on a Saturday night. Entering in, 2-on-1 if it could have developed, but Jelsma wasn't able to hold that one in. Alfano after it. Here comes Jelsma, mid-slot, top of the left circle, driving it down, and that one just took a bad bounce against him as now Erie will bring it in on a 2-on-2. Worked in right wing side, Sam Alfano unloads, and that one goes up high and nearly out of play. Erie looking for it outside of the left circle now. 1 minute, 35 seconds remaining in period number 1. Alfano sends it up for Femus to Schaefer, hits something and finds its way back up against the near wall. Davio down, Alfano with it, back for Femus, down for Alfano. Alfano up the near wall, back now on the right wing side for Davio. Davio driving with a man against him, gets it back for Femus through traffic, loose in front. Everyone going after it, it finds its way into the near corner. Battling for it here is Malcolm Spence. Up against the near wall, nearly final minute as this one's jammed for. Femus back behind the net. Look at the forecheck here. Femus sent in harder to the boards, and the Otters are going to go on the man advantage once this one's touched up. Pano Femus, you drive the net hard, you drive the puck hard, and good things happen for you.
He is such a hard worker, Pano Femus. Really impressive stuff from the Otters alternate captain. He's been rewarded with a goal tonight and able to battle in the corner and draw a cross-checking penalty. So that will send Tristan Bertucci to the box, which is not the worst guy to have off the ice from an Otters perspective. So Erie on to the power play here and looking to come up big again.
This is a big opportunity. Again, we talked about this exactly the same thing yesterday. To end period number 1, to look into period number 2, you either score and go up 3-0, or you bring power play time with you into the second period.
Yeah, not a bad situation to have. And again, if you don't score here, you have that opportunity to go in the locker room, look at some video, and really come up with a great game plan to set things up.
Carey Terrance will quarterback here, and he'll take a step aside as Pano Femus takes the face-off. No drop on the draw there. Face-off right wing side, and now it goes into the near corner. Erie battling for it. Back below the goal line it'll go. Up against the wide wall. And a good start so far for the penalty kill unit for the Barrie Colts. Moving its way in, trying to get around a man, and a tripping penalty. That was well played by Cole Beaudoin, and the Erie Otters are going to suffer from a really smart heads-up play from that Colt.
That's another crusher on the power play for the Erie Otters to take another penalty. And this time it's going to be Matthew Schaefer who's going to go to the box. He trips up Cole Bodwin, and yeah, Bodwin's been very impressive tonight. He's really caught my eye over the first little bit of this hockey game, flying around the ice. Big kid, big number 29 for the Barrie Colts, and he's certainly normally near the top of the scoring charts as well for the team in navy blue and gold.
Face off in the left circle, and we're right back to 4-on-4. Moving its way over left wing side, Bo Akey after it. Akey centers this one, and nearly a misplay from Noah Erliden. Back it'll go, bottom of the right circle, trying to drive the net front. This one played in front, finding its way back behind. Erie will pick it up, 24 seconds. They want to get the rush to Spence, couldn't do so. Moved in for Kayshawn Aitchison Bodwin, and just a misconnection down there as that one wasn't able to cleanly connect. Bo Akey back on cleanup duty inside of the defensive end. Working its way over left wing side. Here's Cole Bodwin in with it. Bodwin wanted to center that one down for Patterson. 6 seconds left to go here in period number 1. And that's where we'll stand as we are through the opening 20 here. Erie and Barrie, both with men in the box as period 1 comes to a conclusion. But for the Erie Otters, they have a 2-0 lead and a 15-8 shot advantage that you can hang your hat on. So all things considered, you're pretty happy if you're on the Erie Otters side about where you are after this first 20 minutes of play. You have it right there, 2-0.
Yeah, other than the taking penalties when on the power play, that's probably the only negative, though, that you can really think of. Barrie's had a little bit of sustained zone time, but nothing too concerning, and the reason it's not concerning is the way the Otters have locked things down in the defensive zone. I've liked the way that Erie's been able to forecheck when they are getting pucks deep. They're able to win some of these big-time battles and just keep on putting the pressure on, making sure that Sam Hillebrand is much busier than I would say he's been in the majority of games this season, considering what the numbers are looking like for the Barrie Colts defensively. So for Hillebrand, he's been really solid. I've really been impressed with his game, but overall, the Erie Otters, pretty strong period, and like you mentioned a few minutes ago, partner, I think pretty similar to what we saw last night.
It's replicable. It's very much replicable, and you'll take that certainly. It's like getting the big iron steak with your family emblem on it. You brand it against the Brantford Bulldogs last night. You say, hey, that worked on one cattle, let's do it again. And boom, you brand the next one. Replicable. 2-0 lead. Same situation. Now, there's one thing you can't have happen going into period number 2. Don't score the first goal and then allow 3, because then it's going to be an interesting one. But if Erie can avoid the ghosts of the second period of yesterday, they're going to find themselves in a very nice position to start off, especially with Erliden and net.
Yeah, they did a great job in terms of responding after that little bit of a letdown there in the second period, I believe it was, in Brantford. And the Otters played that lockdown, shutdown, no-goal third period that we really like to see. And I think, we're seeing a little bit of that here tonight. Erliden's been strong. He's seen it well, but hasn't really had to see it too much. And again, I think that's a really strong credit to the Otters in the way they've played defensively. It's amazed me with 5 guys, right? These guys are getting a ton of ice time out there. And, Nathan Sauter was a wall last night. He's been strong again tonight. Schaefer takes the penalty, but you again, see what he's able to provide. And, you keep going up and down the lineup, Halamego and beyond. Everybody has been just terrific in the defensive zone tonight for Erie.
Let's send it down to ice level for some country musical chairs.
With a coupon for a free sandwich, courtesy of Picasso's. Contestants, in 3, 2, 1, go! I can see the fire in Riker's eyes. The music cuts off, and I believe Riker has that seat right there, so Briley will be our first eliminated. And there the music cuts off, and now Nathan is eliminated. Riker versus Otto are our final 2. Fans, make some noise. They need to hear ya. And Otto is just out in La La Land, and that means we have our winner, Riker! Riker will be going home with a free half sandwich courtesy of Picasso's.
Well, that's what you get when you're a winner. And for the Erie Otters, we got a sense of what their taste in country music is earlier this week.
Zach Bryan. Love somebody, a tree. I'm Combs. I like Zach Bryan these days. Zach Bryan too. Morgan Wallen. Zach Bryan. Where are the Wild Things, man? Burn. Unfortunately, I do not listen to no country music, so nobody. I don't really listen to country. I hate country. Yeah, I don't like country. Artist? Right now, probably Pharrell Williams. Revival, man. Revival. Get with the program. Luke Combs. Don't tempt me, Luke Combs.
Take control with the all-new CHL app, the home of every team, every fan, and every moment. And now, the CHL app features thousands of live games. Simply find your game of choice, log in with your existing CHL TV account, and stream any game, anytime, anyplace, live or on demand. The all-new CHL app, now with CHL TV. Find us on the Apple Store or Google Play Store and supercharge your experience today.
Well, we welcome you back out. So a mixed bag in terms of feelings of country music. And Trevor, we do have to let the folks at home know that you're not a country music guy. In fact, I learned this today. This is the first flannel that Trevor Cabay has ever owned, and he got it today. I'm from the Midwest. You're Midwest-ish enough. Erie's close enough. And it's shocking that you've never owned a flannel.
T-shirt and short kind of guy. I mean, you guys know me, and for the viewers at home, I pretty much wear shorts I guess I can't in the office now, but wear shorts every day no matter what. So T-shirt and short kind of guy. Throw a jacket on if you need to, but yeah, just not really my vibe. You watching the feature there was kind of on board with our good friends Ty Henry, Martin Mishiak, and Malcolm Spence with what they were jumping in with.
Pharrell Williams, not a name you expect to hear during a favorite country artist time. Obviously, revolutionary in terms of his.
Very influential.
I'm sure certainly there's been some country acts who have taken some of the things that he's produced and used them as inspiration, but not who you expect to hear at favorite country artist
I
time.
think you might be grasping at straws there a little bit, Sean, for that one, but. I don't know if there was maybe somebody that he was meaning to say and Pharrell came out, but that was a great moment. And I love little things like that, by the way. I think it's a lot of fun to kind of get to know the players. And how about Stan chiming in, too? That's always a lot of fun.
Stan Butler is as tuned in to things that the younger generation are talking about, are listening to. He can throw some slang at you that you wouldn't expect him to know, but when you're talking to high schoolers, you got to speak like the high schoolers.
I was going to say, when you're coaching junior hockey for 25 plus years, I would hope that you're with the times a little bit, right? Because as things evolve, and especially with this age group, the trends they change like that. And for Stan able to stay up on the tunes and up on the recent trends as well.
Well, let's talk about it. You talked about your love of the time of shorts and T-shirts. Summertime is the time when I'm typically seeing that. And the summertime for Matthew Schaefer was a very good one. He may have started his OHL season this year a little late, but don't get it twisted. The summer that Matthew Schaefer had, he was plenty busy.
hockey players, summertime is when you can kick back, enjoy the nice weather, and get ready for next season's action. Perhaps no one around the Erie Otters organization had a busier summer than defenseman Matthew Schaefer, who is busy winning gold as captain of Team Canada at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. In 5 games at the tournament in Edmonton, Schaefer averaged more than a point per game, tallying 2 goals and an overall total of 6 points. Schaefer's leadership was a huge boost for Team Canada as they won their 3rd straight gold medal. This was the perfect start to what is a major season ahead for the former #1 overall pick. This was not the first time Schaefer had donned the maple leaf to great success. Last season, he won gold at the U17 World Hockey Challenge with Team Canada White, also donning the C.
What made this group so special?
Just everything. We gelled right from the bat. We spent 2 weeks together just grinding, battling, getting ready for this tournament, and we came here for one thing and one thing only, and that was to win gold.
Starting out on fire with your country is a big step, and for Matthew Schaefer, he looks to bring that energy and star power to Erie as he looks to impress heading into the 2025 NHL entry draft. Matthew Schaefer's international hockey career is off to a terrific start, one that is just getting underway, with many more medals and accolades to come.
Most people don't recognize me when I'm not in uniform, but when I carry my Erie Bank card, I get treated like gold.
Experience better banking with Erie Bank.
No shots officially recorded just yet in this one, as we are just nearly 90 seconds underway. Top of the left circle, sent in. Rebound opportunity, they score! First shot of the game, first goal. Pano Femus getting it started on home ice. Up it'll go here. Erie moving through neutral ice. Found in, moved in. Outside of the right circle, Dylan Edwards puts it in front. Oh, what a save made by Hillebrand as he sticks the big toe out.
Yeah, it was a really impressive night on the penalty kill. And again, just get puck and send it out of the zone.
Watch out, opportunity here for Carey Terrance. Alone in front, he scores! Short-handed goal, Carey Terrance. Our player to watch puts the Otters up 2-0. 7:57 to go in the first period. Back-to-back games with shorties for the Otters. Hemming fresh out of the box. Bottom of the right circle. Sends this one out for Bo to win, but doesn't have anywhere to shoot it. Top of the left circle. Back of the blue line. Right wing side. And quick pinball action sets this one to the near wall. Well, you know what's going on here. It's a 2-0 lead for the Erie Otters, but boy, it was defense need not apply around the Ontario Hockey League for the 4 o'clock slate, which also, am I missing some sort of holiday or something happening this weekend? An extreme amount of 4 o'clock starts on a Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It just, you do look at the teams that are playing the day game. Owen Sound's kind of the interesting one. Usually they'll play a Saturday night, but Brampton, typically day game. Brantford, I think they will mix in the odd Saturday afternoon game. And Kingston usually plays a lot of Sunday afternoon games. So, hey, I guess just trying to get everybody on the road and out of town as quick as possible.
I can appreciate that, certainly as a broadcaster who travels, much as you know and much as you are. 4 o'clock slate on a Saturday, it does get you home at a better time. And Owen Sound, they love their early starts there. Their Sunday games always seem to be better packed than their Saturday games. So goals not at a premium here tonight. Goals are going out of business. That's how hot they're going. And for the Erie Otters, pretty good start here tonight. Again, picking up the pieces of what they did in last night's game. Getting the offense going and getting it going again. Getting it going twice in period number 1.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from the Erie Otters in the first period. And getting the job done here on home ice throughout the first. Now it's about the second, though. The second period, again, has been a bit of a struggle here for the Erie Otters this year, and hopefully for them they're able to figure things out and get it going here in this second period.
What do you think has been the catalyst in some senses behind Erie's success after a weekend last weekend where goals were not coming as easily and, they were allowing quite a bit more goals? Obviously, the 6-goal misnomer, perhaps now as Kitchener is the top team in the Western Conference, but a 6-spot put up against you on a Friday night on the road after you had a 1-goal performance against the Barrie Colts. What do you think has kind of led to Erie seeing more offensive success and being able to have the defense, outside of 3 minutes yesterday, kind of curb itself down?
There's a couple things. For me, I think some of it might be kind of an us against the world mentality with the limited lineup that the Otters have. I mean, you're missing Ambrosio, who's been just a rock for the Erie Otters defensively. I mean, he's been as impressive as a rookie gets in terms of his defensive defenseman ability. And of course, your first-round pick in Tyler Challenger and a guy in Ty Henry who has as many points through 12 games this year as he had throughout the complete year last year. So that just, for me, shows the step forward that his game has really taken. It's been very impressive to see. So I think the guys are really kind of digging back in, and trying to find, that us against the world mentality. And again, a big theme we talked about last night and a big theme we've talked about here today is the forecheck has just been so much better, so much pressure on the puck, winning all these battles in the corners and just being on pucks quickly. I think that's been something the Otters have been doing. And again, that shot-first mentality, just throw the puck at the net. Look at Alexis Davio's goal last night. Just turns around, lets it fly, and you never know what could happen. Even against Barrie last time, the Matthew Schaefer goal, just kind of let it fly from the point, and it snuck its way through. You never know what could happen. So anytime you throw the puck at the goaltender, it may kick out, may kick somewhere, you may get a weird bounce off the boards. You never know in this building. So any way that you can make the goaltender work or create something, that is a big plus for Erie.
Talk positive, negative here from the Erie perspective, of course. Positive, 5-on-5 goals. They're coming. You're finally getting them. 2 of them here tonight, a couple of them yesterday, and it's coming from the guys that you've been waiting on to get goal scoring going. Carey Terrance, now he's getting that continuous blood in the water. I'm going after it. I'm hungry for it. He's got goals in back-to-back games now. He's got 3 points in 2 games. He was our player to watch, and he delivered early on. And Pano Femus, when he gets going, it moves the offense. Now we go to the negative side, and I'll get you a chance to respond on both of these. Penalties. You got to stay out of the box. And it's not just taking a penalty. That's bad enough. But it's double phooey when you're on a power play and then you're going to the box and it's 4-on-4. That is a wasted power play opportunity, and it counts against you.
That's such a killer. And we'll start with the negatives. We'll end with the positives, right? So, it's such a killer to take penalties when you're on the power play, especially as early into the power play as they've taken them. And, that's something we talked a lot about last week, right? That was what really did the Otters in that game against Kitchener last Saturday. They win that game, I think, if they don't take those 2 penalties on the 5-minute major power play at the end of that hockey game. And we're seeing it here again today. Luckily, they haven't been punished yet, but still, you got to find a way to clean that up. Now, on the positive side of things, boy, Carey Terrance has looked like himself again. Yeah. There was a little bit of a stretch where he just didn't look like Carey Terrance, and that the player we have come to expect and come to know here over the last couple of years here in an Otters uniform. He got that goal last night, and all of a sudden, and really throughout the game, even before the goal, he was buzzing around. He looked more like himself. And now to get a short-handed goal and to do that in back-to-back games, just really impressive stuff. So the Otters are getting some contributions from the usual suspects, which is always great to see.
2-0 Erie. We will step aside momentarily. When we come back, the second period will start here at the EIA. Looking for a true hometown advantage this hockey season? Score ride to the game on the EMTA.
Get on board EMTA. Get on board.
The Erie Otters and your Central Western Pennsylvania Toyota dealer salute the troops on November 9th for the annual Military Appreciation Night. The first 1,500 fans in the arena will receive a free camo Otters hat courtesy of Toyota. The Otters will wear specialty military-themed warm-up jerseys to benefit Disabled American Veterans Chapter 73. We recognize and honor the sacrifice of our military community and hope you'll join us on November 9th. Learn more at ottershockey.com.
That's going to be a fun one. It's always an emotional one for Military Appreciation Night, and next week promises to have all those same things. And first meeting against the Sarnia Sting as well, a team that, we're still trying to figure out exactly what they're going to be. They were kind of in a rebuild last year, and now they're coming out of it. But for the Erie Otters, they are playing a great brand of hockey as we look back at highlights from period one.
Yeah, how about Sarnia's win today in Brampton, 5-3 over
Big.
the Steelheads. That's a huge one, and really excited to see the Sarnia Sting, and hopefully our friend Lee Cunningham next Saturday. But yes, Erie has done a great job in the offensive zone, and now they've got to battle through 4-on-4 here for a bit and then kill off just a bit of penalty time and then go back to 5-on-5, an area where over the last week or so the Otters have been much, much better.
Two teams line up at center ice. Period number 2 for the Erie Insurance Arena starts with 4-on-4 hockey, and the period starts right now. We are underway for period number 2. Thank you for joining us here on the Otters Broadcast Network. 2-0, the Erie Otters in the lead here on home ice. Back in the defensive end it'll go. This one worked back behind. It's Alexi Davio, and he's more than content to kill what time he has to. Moved up, in and out of the zone. Sam Alfano back in after it. Finding its way for Alfano. Moved in through neutral ice once again. And it'll come for Akey. Akey, this one back behind now. Finding its way below the goal line, inside of the trapezoid once again. Erie after it, and they'll be able to get this one. Erie out of the zone, finding its way back into the defensive end. 20 seconds left on the penalty against Tristan Bertucci. 35 against the rare penalty against Matthew Schaefer. Moved in, here's Bodwin, top of the left circle with it. Bodwin moving its way back. Below the goal line it'll go. Erie battling. Bertucci stepping up in the box. And onto the power play now will go the team from Barrie. Top of the right circle. Spence with a shot, and that one's set aside. Hillebrand with his 14th save of the night already. Erie in front of the net, and that's just a great last-second save opportunity. I believe Kayshawn Aitchison's stick got in the way, and we're back to 5-on-5. Movement down in front, and the Otters are going to go right back into the box. That was, once again, a terrific play call. Bo Jelsma streaking in front, and Erie really has no choice but to make that play.
Great pass from Tristan Bertucci as well. We know how great of a puck-moving defenseman he is from his years with the Flint Firebirds, and he'll go, Keegan Knight will go to the box. He just flat-out got beat. Bo Jelsma right there, just that dart to the front of the net. And Knight will hook him, bring him down to the ice. So Otters will be down a defenseman, and they're going to have to kill this one off.
So for the Erie Otters, you come out of the box and you go right back into the box. And it's becoming a bad trend here so far in this one. Bottom of the right circle. It's only a matter of time until this Colts team strikes. Back bottom of the left circle. Losing his footing was Jelsma. Back up, he'll go to Bertucci. Worked over right wing side. Weigel with it. Weigel. Movement below the goal line. Back up to the blue line for Bertucci. Left wing side. Shot in. That one blocked away and getting in the way down there is Noah Erliden. As this one goes, you want your goaltender to be one of your best penalty killers, and right there, Erliden was up to task.
Good strong save and a good setup from the Barrie Colts, but Erliden able to get the blocker onto it and punch it away.
Fans back into this one now. Erie in penalty trouble early on to start this period as this one's tipped in front. Nice little stick from Bodie Stewart, but it just goes wide of the net. Erie after it over to the right wing side. This one moved in, top of the right circle. Weigel with it. Weigel back, it'll go. Bertucci moving down. Weigel wanted to fire one right off of that pass, but instead it finds its way inside of the corner. Moving up near wall. Back out of the zone it'll go. Worked in for Malcolm Spence. Spence up along the wide wall, now to the blue line, and he'll escape back to greener pastures and eat all the time that he can. Down it'll go, inside of the defensive end. Erie looking after it. Kerry Terrance driving his man into the wall. Top of the right circle. Lead feet out of the zone. Goes for Bo Jelsma. Jelsma moving in. This one finding its way down in and offside with 16 minutes and 54 seconds left to go here in the second period. So Erie not doing themselves any favors in carrying momentum because they keep finding themselves in penalty trouble today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they keep going to the box, but the penalty kill unit has been good, and they've looked dangerous in terms of attack as well. The Otters have been able to move the puck up, and as soon as, you've got Kerry Terrance and Malcolm Spence out there, obviously those two are always going to possess a threat. So Erie, so far, so good on the man disadvantage.
And that's the benefit of having a Ken Peroff penalty is now Erie will bring it in. Messier just fires it back behind. Out of the zone, this one will go. Erie up to 17 shots in this game already as it finds its way inside of the corner. Standing up in the box is Keegan Knight, and he will come out. So Erie, once again, able to kill off the penalty, but you gotta curb it. You gotta curb it. This is a Barrie Colts team that's too good to be held off the score sheet for too long, let alone giving them more opportunities to do so. Emil Hemming will bring it in. Offside, so we'll just leave it behind. Matthew Schaefer moving it up the near wall. Schaefer. Back below the goal line, it'll go. Out to meet is Sam Hillebrand. It kind of got caught in his paraphernalia. Erie sends it through. They score! Oh, what a read. What a play. And the Erie Otters are back up. It's a 3-0 lead. Martin Misiak always waiting on the doorstep, and he don't miss.
Well, Misiak's going to get the goal, but all the credit for this goes to Wesley Royston. He picks Hillebrand's pocket down low and a great pass in front to find Martin Misiak, who is waiting for it. And he snaps it home. Otters doubling up the Colts in shots, and they lead 3-0 here in period 2. It is last night all over again. 2 in the first, you get the third in the second. Now let's hope that wild stretch doesn't quite find itself happening again. That is a big goal for Marty, and a nice start for the Otters at home.
We've been giving Wesley Royston his flowers, and I think we still have to get him more bouquets because, man, he is playing really good hockey right now. We'll get another look at it here, and it's just heads up. It's obviously, when you have a play like that as a goalie, you have to be reactionary. And Hillebrand lost it in the skates, and instead of being able to get back after it, Wesley Royston picked his pocket and got it through the 5-hole reverse way to Misiak for the easiest goal of the season for him.
Well, and if you remember back to last Thursday in Barrie, Hillebrand came out to play the puck a lot and didn't quite look super confident on the puck. So again, something to keep an eye on with Hillebrand and his puck touches.
You have to make sure, as a goalie, if you're moving the puck, you have to move it. If not, you're putting yourself in an unbelievably compromising position. As now, speaking of compromising positions, we're getting a little bit of the rough stuff in front of the net. Frustration certainly starting to amount here for a Barrie Colts team that went into Niagara, frankly embarrassed the Ice Dogs, and right now they're being outshot 19-9, and it's a 3-0 lead for the home team.
Yeah, it's almost like they used up all their offense last night in Niagara. The Otters have been all over the Colts here tonight. This has been nowhere near like the game was when these two teams met in Barrie. The opposite was the case, where the Colts were the ones doubling up the Otters in shots on goal. And Noah Erliden was just terrific. So for Erie, just really impressive stuff, and a nice entry there on the Jack Clark unit. Clark gets a good, strong shot away, and Oliver Phillips always happy to crash the net, send his man into the net, and that's what caused a little bit of a ruckus.
Below the goal line, Barrie back in their defensive end. Schaefer in after this one, out to neutral ice. Sauter sends it right back in. So Wesley Royston picks up another point on the weekend, and Martin Misiak will certainly give a few taps on the back to number 77 for an easy marker. Entering in left wing side, and Erliden has to stop that one with a face mask as he holds on to it. But for Martin Misiak, well, he's a hard-working player, and again, when he gets his shot, he doesn't waste it because he's got an absolute clap bomb.
Yeah, Martin Misiak has a rocket of a shot, and he's certainly an elite shot, and seeing him use it to his advantage and use it when he can is always a fun sight to see. So Misiak, he's going to just continue to find the back of the net. He's just that type of player, and that type of impact player as well for Erie.
A signed player with the Chicago Blackhawks organization, played a game in Rockford at the conclusion of last season, and I have a feeling we're going to see him play a lot more in Rockford toward the tail end of this season. Player with a very exciting pro career ahead of him. He's built for the pro game. He's got the shot for it.
He's a big kid, too. He's sizable, and he's able to use that to his strength, too.
Sneaky funny, too, as this one's grabbed out of the air and held on to by Erliden. Sneaky funny.
Always has a chirp for you and I every time we get on the bus, right?
Certainly does. 14:34 to go here. 19-10. The Colts finally crossing a double-digit shot category. And Noah Erliden, he's just been playing good hockey again here tonight. 10 stops on 10 shots. Hasn't had to do a ton of work, but the work he has had to do, he's made sure that he showed up for it.
Hey, he's done it well. What little work, especially considering, the shot numbers against for the Erie Otters, an Otters team that, comes into this game averaging 35 shots a game given up. Erliden has really done a nice job shutting the door.
Now if you're Erie, keep that workload easy. Keep it easy here. Get those pucks away from the net. And if you're Barrie, you got to get something going here. And you know they're not going to be easy against them, so you're going to have to drive the net. Again, and we can't talk about it like it's all doom and gloom. Again, 2.5 minutes in yesterday's game. It went from Brantford down 3-0 to a 3-3 game. So more than half of this contest to go. It's just about who wants to step up into the moment and keep it going. Edwards will bring it in left wing side. Edwards tried to thread the needle down for Alexi Davio, couldn't do it. And out of the zone it'll go, is back on cleanup duty. Goes Nicholas Holomego. Erie forward, here's Davio in. Davio sends it down below the goal line. Edwards will take it. Edwards, bottom of the right circle, way up to Panofima. Shot in, and all tangled up was the big rig Sam Alfano, as this one will find its way back down to neutral ice. And it'll go. Here's Sam Alfano after it. Alfano gives it back for Matthew Schaefer. Schaefer, as this one finds its way up and out from the right wing side, out of the defensive end. The fans feeling it again. Here is Spence, brings it in. Spence in front, and just missing the net was Schaefer, as he's really been driving the net front this weekend. Here he's got it once again. Alfano, open look shot, high and wide of the net. And the Otters will have to go after it once again, but the forecheck coming on strong for Erie. Country strong. Below the goal line, it'll go. Here's Spence driving up to the blue line. Spence got hit by a stick, and then it got pushed away by Sam Hillebrand. Schaefer with it. Schaefer, that one sticked away, and that's a good play defensively from Sam Hillebrand. Get the stick in the way, the poke checks count all the same. Here's Schaefer moving in. Schaefer, shot, rebound, they score! Second of the night for Panofemus. It's 4-0 Erie Otters.
Well, down goes Aitchison, and into the back of the net it goes for Panofemus' 6th of the year. Aitchison takes a tumble, and that allowed Femus to fly in. It was a 2-on-1, and he lost an edge. You can't really fault him too much. We got a goaltending change here for the Barrie Colts. That is Ben Rebick in between the pipes for the Colts. So Hillebrand's day is done, 4 goals on 21 shots. And my goodness, Panofemus just following the play there. You get the shot away, rebound kicked in front, and Erie up 4, and it is all Otters here tonight.
It is big time all Erie. They are having their way. They are playing to their will. We get another look at it here. It is exactly how you draw it up if you're playing an NHL video game. Shot, rebound, score. That's all it is in the name of the game. And when you got a shot as good as you're going to get from Matthew Schaefer and a shooter as good as Panofemus to put it away, it's like clockwork.
Just finish it off, going hard to the net, and gets rewarded.
Erie up 4-0. We'll step aside.
It's game on at the Hyundai Hockey Hall of Fame Legends Classic. Be there as Hefford and Lindros captain the greatest legendary teams ever assembled. Sunday, November 10th at Scotiabank Arena, Toronto.
Well, for the Erie Otters, this is something of a statement game, and there's still half a game to go in this one, but 4-0 against the 3rd place in the Eastern Conference Barrie team. 4 goals, 22 shots, and you get Hillebrand out.
They just beat the top team in the Eastern Conference, too, and beat them 7-3 in their barn. And Erie just going out and flexing some muscle. And I think, again, the point that makes this so impressive is how short the bench is, and the fact they're doing it with 5 defensemen is just unbelievable. Guys eating up a lot more minutes than they're used to, but again, I think it goes back to the conditioning that these guys are put through. They are put through the absolute ringer in late August for training camp, and it's moments like this where that really shines. And well, it's shining through on the scoreboard too.
Scored by number 98, Pano Femis.
Second goal of the night. And we talked about it earlier. The Otter offense usually follows suit with what Pano Femis does. And for the Otters, they've got 2 from their alternate captain, 1 from their captain, and 1 from Martin Misiak. That's usually a recipe for offensive success for the Otters. This one will find its way down. Emil Hemming, this one played to the front of the net. Top of the left circle, Weigel, and it dies right inside of the trapezoid. It stopped moving, plain and simple. Moved up left wing side, Davio. Down it'll go in for the right wing side. Erie looking after this one, out to neutral ice. Matthew Schaefer, it seems to be like a puck magnet, his stick. Back up top of the right circle. And finds its way to the wide wall, out of the zone, all the way down the ice, and will go back for an icing. So an offensive zone draw for Erie. Okay, so now we have situational talk. You've changed your goalie if you're Barrie. You're down 4-0, but you still have half the game to go. How much of a spark plug are you able to find in this goaltending change?
Well, this is the card you had to play, right? If you were Coach Marty Williamson, either had to go with the goaltending change or probably call the timeout with how Erie has been playing so far. They go with the goaltending change, and we'll see how the young man is able to respond and how the team is able to respond. Still only on 10 shots, and that's where they were when the change was made.
And I want to talk about the Otters side as well. When you're in a 4-0 game, you know you got the starting goalie out of there. How do you ensure that you drive and continue to push the product when you have a comfortable lead?
You just got to keep the foot on the gas pedal. 4 goals in this league can change in an instant. We saw it last night with 3. It changed in about 2.5 minutes. So for Erie, you got to continue to stay focused and keep that gas pedal down.
Edwards will bring this one in with Schaefer. Schaefer skips it over to Carey Terrance. Back up to the blue line it'll go. Dylan Edwards stops on a dime. Edwards moving into the hash marks. Lost it, tries to get it back, and out of the zone it'll go. Erie back inside of the defensive end as Erlenden's way out of his net to play. It doesn't take an opportune bounce, but nobody took it for the Colts. It was there for the taking, and Erie's the first to it as they'll set it down. Below the goal line it'll go. Erie after this one. Top of the right circle. Sent down Oliver Phillips. He'll take a tumble as this one moves back out to neutral ice. Holomego sends it back in. 4-0, the Erie Otters ahead in this one as they are looking to sweep the weekend against the Eastern Conference. Down it'll go. No icing call back here. Holomego will take his time to get back to it. Below the goal line. Centering opportunity. Bo Akey was waiting for it. No such luck. Outside of the right circle. Move below the goal line as this one's pushed around, taken back by Justin Hanser. And out of the zone it'll go, back in defensive ice. Van Rebick waiting for that one back. 23-10 shots in favor of the Erie Otters. And again, you mentioned it, no shots since the goaltending change. Not the spark that you necessarily want to see if you're the Barrie side. Moved in, Davio stops this one in. Davio. That's a lazy play, and it'll be taken away by Bo Akey. Akey, that one just set aside by Noah Erlenden. Back below the goal line, it'll go. Out of the zone, Erie forward with it, Sam Alfano. Alfano as this one's turned over, 3-on-2 developing. Worked over for Lowe, Erie gets it back, and below the goal line it'll be taken. Holomego with it. Holomego up, taken here by Sam Alfano. Moved in front of the Colts bench. Takes a pinball action play back into the defensive end. 9:15 left to go here in the second. Erie up 4-0 on one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Delayed offside, and Erie will lose this one back inside of their offensive end. Down the ice, this one will go back inside of the defensive end for Erie. Oliver Phillips moved around. Frasca back at the blue line. Weigel had it, lost it, had it, got it back. He'll take a tumble, and a very awkward one as the Otters will take it away. Moved out from the left wing side. Brett Hammond driving the truck into the offensive end. Hammond down below the goal line. Loses his footing. Martin Misiak after it. Misiak back. Schaefer's shot. Hits a stick in front, and that one will find its way to the wall. 8.5 minutes left to go here in period number 2. Toward the net front, Erlenden meets it. Still loose on the goal line. Finding its way mid-slot. Erlenden, it just sneaks below. And out of the zone it'll go. Erie bends but does not break as this one goes all the way down.
Great chance and an even better save for Erlenden, and it snuck right through the wickets and wide. Big stop for Noah, his best and biggest of the night.
Out for neutral ice, knocked back down, left wing side. Erie gets it outside of the neutral zone. Move forward, played in, Dylan Edwards with it. Edwards, top of the left circle, takes an inopportune bounce for Carey Terrance, then hits off of the side of the net. 23-12 now, shots favoring the Erie Otters side. They have a 4-0 lead, and an offside is the call with 7:44 to go. As a slight discussion here between Halamago and Bodie Stewart.
Now offside coming in for the Barrie Colts, but again, I think we've seen much more of the same for the Otters with just putting the pressure on, winning battles in the corners, and not allowing the Colts to do too much in the offensive zone. I think it's been a really strong game plan tonight for the Erie Otters, and the execution has been terrific.
It has been. They've done everything exactly how you draw it up, exactly as you want to. And now we're getting a delay as there's some discussions. Might have been a timeout called. I don't know if I missed one.
I don't think there was a timeout called. I think they're just working out the line changes and who they want on the ice. Otters, of course, with last change. We saw that come into play a little bit last night in Brantford with Erie trying to sneak a change in late.
Well, you know, you might as well try it. You know, if you're caught, you face the punishment, but might as well try. Get some fresh legs, especially when your bench is as short as it is. As now Wesley Royston having some words with Gabriel Eliasson. And Wesley Royston has proven quite a few times in this league he's a tough kid.
Yeah, he certainly is, and he has certainly proved that plenty of times. And, you know, Eliasson, another one, he was somebody who really stood out with his physical play and just how well he read the game in the last game these two teams last time these two teams met. Tonight, it's been a little bit of a quieter night for Eliasson, and an offensive zone draw now due up for Erie.
Face off in the right circle. Erie maintaining the time in the offensive end, and that's one of the big reasons they've only allowed 12 shots in this game. Sometimes offense can be the best defense, and that's certainly been the case here tonight. Erie back below the goal line, got to be careful with it as Matthew Schaefer comes a weeble wobble. Out of the zone, this one will go. Wesley Royston in on a one-on-one. Royston trying to get fancy with it. Simple poke check gets the job done, and a sneaky shot finds its way back behind. Edwards corrals it in top of the left circle. Edwards will get it back to the line. He'll take it back to the line. Give it down for Schaefer. Schaefer, mid-slot, strong backhand, and a pillow save made. Edwards through traffic, waiting, shooting, tries the 5-hole, and a stick shuts the door like a drawbridge. This one will find its way forward. Dylan Edwards through traffic for Messier. Messier trying to dig in after it. Want to go lineman style. Low man wins. Below the goal line, it'll go 25-12. Shots in favor of the Otters. They are keeping their offensive pressure going. Erie looking to bring it in onside. They won't be able to as there was a body on the wrong side of the blue line. 6.5 minutes left to go in period two. Erie up 4-0 here on home on a Saturday night country night from the EIA. Into the neutral zone, Jack Clark trying to make a play on the puck, fell over. Finding its way inside of the near corner, defensive ice for the Otters. Movement down the ice and played here by Rebick. Into the defensive end it'll go. Movement forward, right wing side, it's Grayson Tiller. Meets a stick check from Malcolm Spence and a stick check from Pano Femus. And instead it'll be taken back behind by Noah Erledin. Schaefer, that one hits off of the skate of the official. Erie will take it here in the trapezoid. Moved up for Spence. Malcolm Spence over right wing side. Femus in for Spence. Otters enter in. Schaefer. Easy little stick play from Hanser, and out of the zone it'll go in favor of the Colts. Oh, and blown up down there is Pano Femus. As we're getting a lot of stuff behind the play here from Cole Dubowski. As Pano Femus was down on the ice, he throws a cross check at his head. Arms up for the official, delayed power play here. And we'll see what this one results in as this one's turned over in front. You just can't do that. I know frustration comes into the game, but you can't do that.
That's a terrible penalty to take for Dubowski. It's a great hit. Femus was the one who initiated the contact, and Dubowski got low and sent him flying. Leave it at that, right? Just leave it at that. There's no reason to go in with the extra shot, and that's one that Coach Marty Williamson certainly not going to be too pleased with here as the Otters will go on the man advantage.
So for the Erie Otters, they will head to the man advantage. And we will join you back here in the booth as the Otters, well, they're doing a little bit of everything right? Like, that's been the story of this game so far. 2-0 after 20.
seemingly, a few minutes left, but 4-0 after 40 seems very realistic. And at this point for the Erie Otters, you brought the backup in. You're continuing the offensive success. You've got a real chance here. Close out this period strong. You get one more in the third. You basically start the bus for Barrie and say, hey, that's a sweep for the weekend.
Yeah, and for the Otters, we haven't really seen them dominate a game just throughout full-on 60 minutes yet this season. It's been nice to see. It's been kind of refreshing to watch this and see this team really show its full potential and flex its muscles a little bit here tonight. So really impressive stuff from the Otters. And again, you got to sustain it. There's still plenty of time, 25 minutes and over 25 minutes of hockey left to be played here tonight. So there still are chances for the Barrie Colts, but for Erie, you got to give them credit for the way that they have played out here tonight.
And especially, again, you're on the road last night. It's not the farthest trip. Team got back a little bit after 1 o'clock, roughly around the same time that the Barrie Colts got into their hotel here from their trip in Niagara. So two teams that, they get in a little late, but you come to expect it. Your body starts to adjust, and I know ours certainly has had to, and we're not even playing. Moved over left wing side. Misiak down in front, trying to jam it through. Second chance, third chance, and just sent away. Rebick providing a little bit of calmness. Back in the goal mouth, as Matthew Schaefer tries to go lacrosse move on that one. Erie will move it out to neutral ice. 4:48 left to go. Roughing is the call. Erie will take it back. Schaefer, right wing side. Shot from Alfano, blocked in front. Lowe was the man in the way of that one. Out it'll go right wing side. 4:34 left to go in the second. Terrance had an open look, didn't get a clean catch on it, so didn't get that shot off. Good forecheck, good pressure here from the Otters so far. Panothemis, bottom of the right circle, right in front. Sam Alfano is firing like a Gatling gun, trying to get this one through, and he just has been snake bitten in the game.
That's a great pass again from Panothemis. Again, the desire, that knowing where your guy is, and him and Sam Alfano, they've been playing together so long now. They're basically inseparable at this point, and that's a great pass to find Alfano just kind of hanging out at the doorstep.
Erie will bring it in with speed. It's Malcolm Spence down for Edwards. Can't cleanly connect with Edwards. Erie going in cleanup duty back below the goal line. Braska out of the zone. That just enough here for the Barrie Colts, and they will send this one all the way down the ice for a clear. Spence inside of the defensive end. Moves it forward. Crossing paths with a fellow forward. Back it'll go for Davio over right wing side. Quick passing. Edwards unloads and staples it high. Top it'll go to the blue line. Davio, 9 seconds left to go on the power play. Davio through traffic. Oh, it just gets saved by the elbow and stays out. Back below the goal line. Wesley Royston. And Erie unsuccessful in the man advantage, but great pressure. Up it'll go. Erie looking after this one. Once again, it's Royston. Royston, this man falls down onto the ice. Taken by Edwards. Back for Davio. He's just firing at anything now, and this one will find its way out of the zone. Davio, as a broken piece of lumber is on the ice. Barrie comes in with numbers, and they very quickly lose that number advantage with 2:50 left to go here in the second. Messier's in. Messier shoots one wide. He's been shooting quite a bit more in today's game as well. Back into neutral ice. Give me that, says Jack Clark. Clark brings it in, fires a shot, and Rebick with a save. And this one is going to result in a little bit extra. Clark, oh, we have got everybody grabbing somebody in the corner now, and it is all coming undone. There's a player down on the ice. The official is making sure to cover that player and assure they're all right, but I think this is going to be more the trend of what we're going to see as this game continues on with 2:37 left to go. Jelsma, one player down on the ice, and he's getting up. And it's Oliver Phillips in the scrum as well. Tayshawn Aitchison's going to be led to the box. And this is the point of the game where, as the officials, you have to make sure you lay down the law. If you're gonna say, hey, if you're gonna involve yourself in stuff after, no matter what team you're on, you're going to the box.
This is going to be interesting. We'll see if they just get one here. You'd think Clark would have taken a penalty as well, but he's over at the Otters bench, and nobody's gone over to grab him, so this could be a big chance. The only penalty up on the board is Aitchison, so this is often a way you see officials try and cut this out of the game. You just get one. You just take one team and put the other on the power play. Usually they take one. That pretty much gets it out of the way, and teams don't want to take the risk of taking the penalty, so it usually does clean things up. So now unfortunately for Kayshawn Aitchison, it's kind of the scapegoat in the situation and allows the Otters onto the power play.
Aitchison 2 for roughing at 17-23.
So Aitchison goes off for a roughing, and the Erie Otters go back to the Pennsylvania Lottery power play as they've got 2:37 left to go in this period. And this one will go up and out of play. And we'll see if this one's going to go out for a delay of game. It looks like they'll say that one was tipped. So we'll take a look at what's ahead here in the second intermission. Last shift before sundown as we take a look at what is due up ahead here all around with score updates and everything that's going on. A country fried week of fun. Boy, it's a busy week next week, and we'll talk all about it. And the gift of Gabe, gift of Gab, gift of Gabe, regardless of what you want to call it. Our very own Trevor Cabella, you had a chance to sit down with Gabriel Frasca and talk about the very interesting summer he had to become an Erie Otter. Misiak will take this one. Misiak, Hackett will go to the blue line. Schaefer, top of the right circle. This one shot in, and Rebick makes the save. And, you know, you're coming in cleanup duty. You're not fresh. You're coming in about as tough in a situation as you can be. I want to give flowers where they're due to Rebick. He's really slowed things down for this Barrie defense.
Hey, he's been good. I've been impressed so far with the young goaltender Rebick here, coming in an unfavorable situation and coming up with some big stops.
Top of the right circle. It's basically like a relief pitcher coming into the first period. You're not expecting it. You didn't get time to warm up in the bullpen, and you just have to show and throw, as they say. And so far, what he's throwing down there is doing good. Across center ice, Misiak brings it in. Erie on the Pennsylvania Lottery power play over to the right wing side. Demas down in front. Alfano trying to jam this one through below the goal line. Demas back to Rance will take it. Wide corner back up to the blue line. Held in by Schaefer. Through traffic, loose in front. And Rebick once again with big Sam Alfano right in front of him, able to make the save.
Well, that's what you like to see from Sam Alfano, going to the front of the net. How about the Otters, by the way? 33-12 shots on goal. That is just wild. And, you know, it's told the story. The ice has been tilted all night long, and it's been one-way traffic for the Barrie Colts to contend with. So just a flat night all around for the visitors tonight, and just a booming night for the Erie Otters.
If they keep this up, there's a realistic chance of 50 shots. If they have to keep it up, and if they do. Shot in right wing side, there's another one. Wesley Royston absolutely fighting for every puck near the net front. Noah Erliden, meanwhile, enjoying a quieter night as he has had 13 shots faced, 13 saves made. And he'll enjoy his slower nights where he can, as the Erie Otters have not yet faced a team this season with a losing record. Guelph will be their first one next Friday on the road. Top of the right circle, Davio, it's sent out of the zone. 30 seconds left to go on the Otter man advantage.
Last minute of play in the period, presented by New Otters.
Entering in left wing side, here come the Colts. Bottom of the left circle, loose in front and back behind it'll go. 51 seconds left to go in the period, and down the ice this one is all the way back. No icing call here. Moved up, Edwards not able to stop that one, and they're just playing pitch and catch now as they are sharing punts with each other. Frasca up and in left wing side for Alfano. Sam Alfano inside of the near corner. 27 seconds left, extra man out of the box, and we are back to 5 aside. Entering in from the right wing side, this one will go. A little bit of a check down there for Nicholas Holomego. Alex Messier, bottom of the right circle, back in the defensive end of the Otters. 13 seconds left to go. Top of the left wing side, Bertucci. Shot through traffic, blocked in front. Sent over to the left wing side, and that'll do it. 40 minutes in the books, 34-14. Erie is absolutely dominating in this game. They have got a 4-0 advantage, and it is all Otters in this one. They are showing their strength. They are showing the frustration that they've had and not being able to find these goals of late. 4 goals last night in a 4-3 win. 4 goals through 40 minutes here. Nothing on the other side. Now it's about finishing. Close this out. You have dominated this game. You have absolutely taken full advantage of every opportunity that you have gotten. You have fired numerous shots, and you have allowed very few. You have played nearly a perfect game, but you know what makes a
difference between a nearly perfect game and a perfect game is finishing it out.
You've got to finish it off here tonight. It's got to be a calm and composed and compact third period with nothing, going wrong, right? You gotta continue to be strong in the D zone. Again, only allowing the 12 shots through 40 minutes of play is, I think, one of the more impressive factors here in this game. Yes, the 4 goals looks great, and Pano Femus for the big 9, and Wesley Royston's been very noticeable, but you gotta keep finding ways to keep the pucks out of the net and keep the pucks away from Noah Erliden. And the more that you do that, it could be a pretty special night for number 1. I think that's a bit of an underrated element with the scoreboard looking the way it is.
The Erie Otters find themselves in a 4-0 lead as we are 40 minutes through this one. We'll take a short break. When we come back, second intermission due-up with all the content to come.
Across the nation, the Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this and this? While you're probably used to seeing us here, we're also here and here. Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year, helping thousands of former players continue their education. So while you're seeing this, we're also doing this. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
The Erie Otters and your Central Western Pennsylvania Toyota dealer salute the troops on November 9th for the annual Military Appreciation Night. The first 1,500 fans in the arena will receive a free camo Otters hat courtesy of Toyota. The Otters will wear specialty military-themed warm-up jerseys to benefit Disabled American Veterans Chapter 73. We recognize and honor the sacrifice of our military community and hope you'll join us on November 9th. Learn more at ottershockey.com. Welcome back in. 2-0 two periods down here so far. The Erie Otters find themselves in a 4-0 advantage. It's been a perfect game so far. 20 minutes is a lot of time. Barrie's a very good offense. So just do what you've done through 2 periods.
Yeah, they scored 7 last night, did the Barrie Colts. And, it is 2-0 in terms of the periods. Otters have won them both. So
Big
you were
time.
correct, Sean. I think just fantastic the way the Otters have been able to play. But, again, this team, they scored 7 goals last night. And Bo Jelsma's always buzzing around the ice. And Cole Bodwin has been pretty noticeable tonight. The one guy who's had kind of a quiet night has been Kayshawn Aitchison. It's been a bit of a rough night on the back end for number 77. So, again, it's kind of a sleeping giant. You don't want to awake him late on in a hockey game. So, for Erie, it's about coming out. I think if you get the first 5 minutes or so down under your belt, you start to really make it tough to climb back from down 4-0. I mean, it's tough to score 4 goals in 20 minutes anyway, but, if you start and you kind of kill off the first 5 minutes of the period, especially if Erie do what they did last night where they were, again, just getting pucks deep, playing the most basic hockey that you can, and holding on to a lead, I think that would be a big key for the Otters here late on in this hockey game.
Okay, let's talk about it again. It was 2-1 last time these two teams met. That was the final. And it was a closely contested contest. Barrie shot 41 on Noah Erliden. Today it's 12 shots through 40 minutes. Erie's dominating in a game that was so close 9 days ago. What is the reason? Why is this so different?
I think a couple of things go into this. I think Barrie's just flat. I think that's been some of it. And again, sometimes, you really score the 7 goals and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails in terms of, I don't want to say the effort because it's not that. Like, these guys they're pros, right? They're going to go out and give it all every single night no matter what. But it almost, kind of, you go out and you start slow and then you go down and just kind of deflates you. And I think that's a little bit of what we're seeing. Another part of this is I wonder if Stan Butler just straight up figured something out on the Colts. It feels like that could be the case with, you go back and, we see it on the bus all the time, the amount of film that is analyzed in between games and in between periods. I mean, they're doing it right now in the locker room. I just wonder if there's something with the system or something just internally that they figured out and said, hey, if we do this, we're gonna be just fine tonight. Sometimes, you have that type of aha moment, and the Erie Otters have played probably their best 40 minutes of the season. They're just completely dominant. It's been, again, quite refreshing to see a game, and we've called a lot of close games here so far this season, which obviously is makes the job very much fun, and drama is what we live for doing this job. But sometimes it's nice to have a nice, comfortable night. However, there's still 20 minutes left in this hockey game, and in the OHL, 4 goals can be overturned pretty quickly. Again, I go back to it. I mentioned it. We just saw it last night, like not even just over 24 hours ago with the Brantford Bulldogs, turning a 3-0 lead into a 3-3 game in the span of 2.5 minutes. It can change in an instant in this league. Erie, it's up to them to make sure it doesn't happen.
We will see if Erie can keep the pedal on the metal here as we slowly draw toward the final period of play here. Intermission report is still on. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll take a look around the OHL as well as look ahead to the final period here in Erie.
Don't freak out, but I think that's the new Halloween scratch-off.
Wow, top prices of 100 grand. Can I start freaking out now?
I'm sure it's just a storm.
Well, I did not see that coming.
Scratch-offs this spooky take on a life of their own. Keep on scratching.
Community Shelter Services has been in the Erie community for the past 50 years and has become much more than a homeless shelter.
We can now keep families together in our new tiny homes in the Kiwanis Family Village.
We serve 4 hot meals a day.
We are a helping hand throughout our community.
We lift our clients up, even on a bad day.
If you'd like to drop off donations, you can do so right here at 655 West 16th Street or visit our website to learn more about our mission of creating a pathway to housing, help, and hope.
No shots officially recorded just yet in this one, as we are just nearly 90 seconds underway. Top of the left circle, sent in. Rebound opportunity, they score! First shot of the game, first goal. Pano Femus getting it started on home ice. Up it'll go here. Erie moving through neutral ice. Found in, moved in, outside of the right circle. Dylan Edwards puts it in front. Oh, what a save made by Hillebrand as he sticks the big toe out.
Yeah, it was a really impressive night on the penalty kill. And again, just get puck and send it out of the zone.
Watch out, opportunity here for Carey Terrance. Alone in front, he scores! Short-handed goal, Carey Terrance. Our player to watch puts the Otters up 2-0. 7:57 to go in the first period. Back-to-back games with shorties for the Otters. Hemming fresh out of the box, bottom of the right circle, sends this one out for Bo to win, but doesn't have anywhere to shoot it. Top of the left circle, back of the blue line, right wing side, and quick pinball action sets this one to the near wall. Emil Hemming will bring it in, offside, so we'll just leave it behind. Matthew Schaefer moving it up the near wall. Schaefer back below the goal line, it'll go. Out to meet is Sam Hillebrand. It kind of got caught in his paraphernalia. Here he sends it through, they score! Oh, what a read, what a play! And the Erie Otters are back up. It's a 3-0 lead. Martin Nishak always waiting on the doorstep, and he don't miss. Schaefer with it, Schaefer. That one sticked away, and that's a good play defensively from Sam Hillebrand. Get the stick in the way, the poke checks count all the same. Here's Schaefer moving in. Schaefer, shot, rebound, they score! Second of the night for Pano Femus. It's 4-0 Erie Otters. Eight and a half minutes left to go here in period number 2. Toward the net front, Erliden meets it. Still loose on the goal line. Finding its way mid-slot. Erliden, it just sneaks below. And as we take a look around the Ontario Hockey League, well, we talked about goals were not at a premium, and that certainly was the case. Sarnia with a surprising win at Brampton, 5-3. Sudbury downs the Brantford Bulldogs, who go 0-2 on the weekend after having points in 7 straight. They now go 0-2, points in 0 of their last 2 games. So a very surprising revelation there. Guelph continues their woes. It has been a tough start to the season for the Guelph Storm. They lose in Kingston 6-3. Saginaw doing about what you've expected Saginaw to do at many points this season, 6-2. I'm sure 4 of those goals went to Michael Misa somehow. 4-0 here in Erie as the Otters are up on the Barrie Colts, and in Flint, the Greyhounds up 2-0. Port Colborne, the Otters affiliate in the GOJHL, at Strathroy tonight. 1-0 lead for them in period number 2. And let's talk about the Port Colborne Sailors a little bit more here as we take a look at the prospect report through the first couple of games of the season.
The Otters prospects of Andrew Willis and Hudson Wozni, 7th and 8th round picks respectively, 3 points for an early stretch here in the GOJHL for a Port Colborne team that is trending toward the top of the Eastern Conference in the GOJHL, and a team that's seeing good revitalization in the Port Colborne community, and good to see these guys having their success so far, especially in Willis, a strong right shot defenseman so far.
Yeah, right shot defenseman. You hear Stan Butler say it all the time. They are tough to come by, so really exciting to see Andrew Willis developing his game, and Hudson Wozni as well, doing some great work there in Port Colborne with the Sailors. So really fantastic to see a couple of potential future Otters doing some great work there, and the partnership really working out well.
Yeah, it's been a nice one. It's been a long time since the Otters had a GOJHL affiliate, and it's essential in a lot of ways. You only have so many 16-year-olds you can carry, and you want to allow your guys to develop. And sure, you can allow them to kind of play what's closest to home, but then monitoring their development and having the communication with the coaching staffs and the management team, it's a little bit more discombobulated, where if it's one direct system where you have an affiliate, you have a parent club, you're able to have those communications and say, okay, is this guy performing well? Should we bring him up? Or should he continue to stay down there for development, especially with Port Colborne? They've got great facilities, they've got experienced coaching, and they've got just a really good team right there that's got good fan support.
And you look at the connections as well throughout the organization, whether that be through the general manager, Christian Wiley, and his connection with Ken Peroff.
Hired him.
Exactly. And, you know, you look up and down the ranks, of course, Sam Alfano played for the head coach there as well. So just really great to see the connections working out. And you know, it's not too far of a trip as well.
No.
So it makes it easy if there are a time where you need to see some roster movement and guys going up and down, back and forth.
It's nice to have that developmental pipeline. It's nice to know that the guys who you drafted, they're moving in the right direction. They're playing serious games. They're playing important games. And, hey, how about it? We talked about it. The London Nationals were in Port Colborne last night. That's, of course, the London Knights GOJHL affiliate. The Port Colborne Sailors took care of business. 5-4 barn burner.
Erie London somehow, right, making its way into the GO, and good to see Port Colborne come out with a big W at home.
Well, it's been a fun one here tonight for the Erie Otters. They are up 4-0. As we are through 40 minutes of play, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will take a look at period 3 and what the Otters have got to do to wipe their hands clean and close it out.
Let the teddy bears rain down! Before there's turkey, let there be bears. On Wednesday, November 27th, join the Erie Otters for Bears and Beers Night, presented by Rebich Investments. Get ready for the most unbelievable night of hockey, featuring the 16th annual Teddy Bear Toss and an all-night happy hour. The first 1,500 fans in the arena will be ready for Thanksgiving with their very own goalie glove oven mitt. Can't bear to wait? Get your tickets now at ottershockey.com.
Join the brewery for late night happy hour featuring half-off appetizers every Friday and Saturday night from 8 to 10 p.m.
Real beer, real historic atmosphere. The brewery at Union Station.
Wow, busy week due up ahead. Monday, meet and greet at the Experience Children's Museum, quickly becoming, and not just because I'm a father, one of my favorite places here in Erie. The work that they have done from where it started to where it is now, oh boy, that place is transformational. So we're going to be there. Our guys are going to probably play some knee hockey and play with the kids and just have a really fun time. Tuesday, it's ticket drop-offs for our upcoming Military Appreciation Night, the VA Hospital, Soldiers and Sailors Home, Veterans Miracle Center of Erie. Over 1,300 tickets going back to the veteran and military community here in Erie. It is such an honor to be able to work alongside so many organizations and individuals to make that happen. So that's going to be really nice to be able to give those tickets to the people that deserve it the most. Wednesday will be at a meet and greet at the Community Blood Bank. You've seen the ad. If you go donate blood there, you get a really, really cool Erie Otters t-shirt. So while I'm there, I might as well make sure I get my iron in for the day, get some water in me, and see if I can't get that t-shirt. And then it's on the road again. 3-3. Willie Nelson said it best. On the road again as the Otters go. Thursday in Niagara against a Titan team, somehow in the Eastern Conference. Down to the currently hapless Guelph Storm on Friday, and back home against the Sarnia Sting on Saturday.
That's a jam-packed week. The weeks don't get easier, and you talked about it a lot last night. November is a gauntlet for the Erie Otters.
It is 13 games, I believe. I counted them all up here this afternoon in the office, and just seeing, and knowing that you've got 7 of those 13 on home ice, but you've also got your longest trip mileage-wise here in this month of November, going up to the Sioux in a couple weeks. So that's obviously going to be a tough trip to the Sioux. And then, of course, to finish off Michigan, though. So you don't have to go back west, really, at least toward Michigan. I guess you do have to go through Michigan to get to Windsor, but you don't have to go to Saginaw and Flint again after this month of November here. So it's a wild month. Otters looking to pick up some crucial points. A lot of big games, a lot of big divisional games here in this building as well, and a lot of games in this building come the second half of the month.
And one of the big players who the Otters will be looking to contribute goals is one of the offseason acquisitions in Gabe Frasca. Trevor, you had a chance to sit down and talk with Frasca about how he got here. Here's what he had to say on the newest episode of Off the Record.
Can you kind of talk about, the story of when you found out the news that you were going to become an Erie Otter?
Yeah, so it was kind of all summer. It was being worked on, and Erie was a place that shown a lot of interest in and really wanted to come to. And I kind of was just out of nowhere, just got the text from my agent, and he just sent me like a paper that I had to sign, and when it was finally done, it was kind of like relief. I felt like a lot of relief, and I was very excited.
So what was it about Erie that excited you and made you want to come here?
Yeah, obviously we have a really good team, and really excited for our team because we got a lot of good players, and we're gonna make a good run for it. And at the same time, I had a good buddy on Erie that I played with for about 6 years in minor hockey, Malcolm, and he was kind of persuading me all summer, just telling me to come to Erie and all this, and doing a lot of advertising for Erie, so that was good. And that was like a big game changer in my head when he started telling me how much he loved it and how great it would be for me to come here. So yeah,
that's amazing to hear, and I imagine pretty cool to get to work with a guy that you've grown up playing, of course, with the Mississauga Senators with, and playing a line with him for a little bit, and to get to work with him here now every day in, day out.
Yeah, it's something I'm kind of used to, knowing him for a long time, but yeah, it's obviously a lot of fun to play with him again and just hang out and kind of just be around each other more,
Yeah, so what did those texts look like, trying to get you to come here? What was kind of the big thing that persuaded you to say, you know what, this is a great move for my career?
A lot of phone calls and texts, but kind of just how much the coach cares about everybody on the team. And I heard a lot about Stan Butler and a lot of great things, so I just felt like it was the best thing for my career to take it to the next step, and best thing for my development is what I thought. And how great it would be for me to come here, and we'll be a really good team, and the coaching is great, and how much.
A lot of good reasons to come to Erie, and when you have your buddy, that's one big part. But when you have a legendary OHL coach behind the scenes, that certainly helps too.
Yeah, it certainly does, and Gabriel Frasca has fit in pretty well here in the navy and gold of the Erie Otters, and hoping for him to continue to stay hot with Erie.
Two teams line up at center ice. Final period of play here in the Erie Insurance Arena. Erie trying to sweep the weekend as we are underway. They're going up against two tough teams in the Eastern Conference, and they are 20 minutes away from a 2-0 weekend against those tough teams. Erie sends it back below the goal line. 34-14 shots in this one. Clean sheet to start the period as no penalties, no one in the box. Sauter, back below the goal line it'll go. Chasing after it goes Femus, trying to go inside, outside. Below the goal line, here's Alfano. Alfano wants one. Bouncing off of, I believe, the face mask of Matthew Schaefer. Shoots it on net, and that one just set aside. Once again, Rebick has came in, and he has been a big piece of making sure that this game hasn't gotten any uglier for the Colts. Top of the left circle, shot in. Alfano takes a swing at it below the goal line, battled for. Below the goal line once again on the left wing side now. Alfano back up, Davio's shot immediately blocked away, and below the goal line, Terrance will take it. Looking after near wall, first minute of the third period gone by, and Sauter goes after it inside of the defensive end. Here's Royston, send it back in, Boake will take it. Moved in left wing side, Jelsma. Now it's set aside by Erlin right in front of the net, trying to jab away at it, up against the wide wall. Everyone calling for it. Eliason waiting at the blue line. Instead, Jelsma will be sent down to the ice by Davio. Might have got away with an extra shove. Carey Terrance. Forward and in with it from the right wing side. Terrance, top of the right circle. Moving this one down in front. Oh, nearly a redirect off of Bo Akey's stick as Carey Terrance was thinking about his second of the night. Schaefer moves it forward. Schaefer, he'll dump it down as he'd been out there since this period started. He's going to get a break. Nope, he's going to stay out there. Why wouldn't he? You have 5D, you might as well keep any of them out you can. Sent back down and in. 2 minutes gone by. Third period of play. Erie leads in shots 36-15 here. Up the wide wall. Brought out. Bodie Stewart moving across. Stewart chase it down and in. Sauter, first man back behind. Onto the right circle. Centered. And Hammond gets in the way as he sends it out of the zone. Here's Brett Hammond moving into the offensive end. Hammond trying to drive the net front. Hammond back behind. Hammond working on a backhander. He is abused as he continues carrying this puck, and it's finally taken away by Deerbridge. Hammond ready to right back after it. Worked over, and a turnover here as Bodie Stewart brings it out of the zone. Moved in the left wing side. Erie inside of the defensive end. 17-15 left to go in the third. A 4-0 lead for the Erie Otters on home ice. Inside of the defensive end, down the ice it'll go. And taken back as Erie recollects it. Left wing side, driving the net, and Jack Clark searching for his first OHL goal. Sees that one just go wide. Jaden Newton against Matthew Schaefer, who I believe has played every single second of this third period so far. Below the goal line it'll go. Jack Clark after it. Weigel forward and out of the zone. This will be back for an icing, and surprisingly enough, the icing will actually give the first reprieve of the period for either team.
Yeah, Schaefer heading off to the bench just a few seconds ago. I'm with you, Sean. I think he was out there the entire first about 3 minutes of this period, which as a defenseman, he can do it a little bit more than a forward can, but still, that is quite a tough ask for Matthew Schaefer. So really impressive from number 48 and showing off his conditioning. And you know, he's fine, right? He's missed a month, but come back and back in it, and he's been rock solid.
He said that the entire time he was out, he was basically trying to hit the ice as much as he could as this one comes in offside. And we had talked earlier this week. I was like, you know, Todd Schaefer, his dad, is a very close friend of the organization. I was saying, you know, how was Todd doing with you home for that long? He said, oh, we were getting sick of each other. You know, I didn't have a voice, and I was trying to ask him for stuff, and, you know, he was not being able to understand me. So we were having little feuds, obviously joking. The relationship between those two is as good of a father and son can have. But certainly for Matthew Schaefer, he spent his time conditioning and being able to play 4 minutes straight. I mean, you want to do that as a defenseman. It's like playing drop-in.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun, and Schaefer able to do it in the beginning part of the period here. But you got to kind of shake some things up in terms of your utilization of guys when you're missing a defenseman. That's tough to do.
Erie right in front of the net, trying to jam away at it, and they are still playing offensively here. Top of the right circle, Newton trying to get around Holomego. Below the goal line, puck still on the stick of Newton. Played out in front, defensive stick by the Otters as that one goes wide. Alfano after it. They'll put a stick on it, back to the blue line, stays in the zone. Below the goal line it'll go. Right up mid-slot shot, and Erlinen with a save. 15:39 to go. And for Erlinen, that's his 16th save of the night.
Well, it's been much better from the Barrie Colts, but I want to go back a moment ago, and a great save from Rebick denying Pano Femus in front, who had a terrific opportunity for the Erie Otters to find his hat trick. As Noah Erlinen, you see here, making the save and hanging on for the faceoff. What a great opportunity there for Pano Femus, and a good stop at the other end by Noah Erlinen.
As he's tended to do here tonight. Back of the blue line. Here's Tiller with it. Tiller, hole in the stick, finds its way out of the zone. Wesley Royston, who, well, he might not get a star here tonight, but, man, he has been worthy of one. He's doing all the little things right back behind the play. without much surprise. Matthew Schaefer right back out after a very short reprieve. So it'll dump its way back down. Schaefer gets a piece of it, kicks it back out. Tiller inside of the neutral zone with it. Sends it down off the back glass. Schaefer with it. And inside of the neutral zone, back to the defensive end it'll go. 5 minutes gone by in the final frame. Sauter sends his man down onto the ice with one arm. Mishiak with it, left wing side entrance in. Down below the goal line it'll go. Mishiak in after it. Mishiak inside of the near corner, up and out. 14:45 to go in the third period. 37-16 shots in this game in favor of Erie. And just one big reason that they're up 4-0. Chip back in, down below the goal line it'll go. Jelsma, as it sneaks its way into the centering slot, only Otters in the area, and they'll bring it forward. Gabriel Frasca in with Mishiak. Frasca to Mishiak. Mishiak at the blue line trying to create some separation. Mishiak, he'll just throw one toward the net. Well, for not having the best look on, he got a nice shot off. Out through defensive ice it'll go, and back in Tristan Bertucci inside of the defensive end to take this one back. The fans are sticking around for this one. They have waited to see a dominant Erie performance at home for a full 60, and so far they are 47 minutes through such. Bodie Stewart back in below the goal line. Matthew Schaefer, up it'll go the wide wall, out of the zone it'll go. An Otter down on the ice, that's Jack Clark. Messier trying to split the gap and go after the puck. Instead, it's Eliasson with it. Up in the wide wall. 13:34 left to go in the game. Moved in, top of the right circle. Drop pass back. Outside of the right circle. Below the goal line. One hand on the stick down there from Bodie Stewart. Back of the blue line. Deerbridge that finds its way to the wide wall. Erie will try and force it out of the zone. It nearly finds its way out of play. A Colt down on the ice. Centered opportunity. Deerbridge can't cleanly collect it. And that one sent up and out of play into the newly installed netting here at the EIA. We'll step aside. 4-0 Otters with 13:08 to go.
My OHL helps bring charitable programs to life. Started McFadden's movement in my 4th year with the Guelph Storm. Had a family friend die by suicide. Learned from a young age that mental health was important, and having a lot of help from the organization in the Guelph Storm has definitely shaped McFadden's movement into what it is. I'm really happy with where things have ended up.
Well, a good opportunity there for Michael Durbridge right at the tail end of that little break that we just had. And for the Erie Otters, they're just trying to keep good things going as the fans are having a really fun time here tonight. No luck for us on the t-shirt toss, but hey, a lot of fans in the building, nearly 3,600 on a Saturday night early in the season, and a few of them are going home happy.
Yeah, our offer continues on the t-shirt tosses. We've been trying every rink we've gone to, and we're still offer, but always a lot of fun here on a Saturday night, and a great crowd on hand enjoying a great giveaway and a great performance from the Erie Otters.
And it's always good to see it on a high school football Saturday night, a college football Saturday night. This one finding its way in, back below the goal line. Erie battling after it. And below the goal line will be taken by Patterson, slowed back down. Erie's got it back. Erie fans are loyal, though. They're faithful, and they come out in droves, and especially when you get a fun promo, a great giveaway, and a performance like this, why wouldn't you come out? Back in defensive ice. Below the goal line. Keyshawn Aitchison, who hasn't had a banner day by any stretch, as he would say in his own words even. Below the goal line it'll go, 12:24, and the Otters play it back in their own defensive end. Sauter, who just does all the little things right defensively, pushes this one up for Edwards. Edwards in front of his own bench. Royston, as that one jumps up into the air. Schaefer quickly grabs it, keeps it going forward. An intense neutral zone forecheck right there for the Colts. So it'll find its way in through neutral zone. Matthew Schaefer pushes it forward, knocks it back down to earth. Battling for it, Aitchison, he nearly falls down back there. Royston looking for it, Aitchison will get to it. Keyshawn Aitchison moves into the offensive end. Lost back top of the circle. Edwards, pushed down still, Schaefer. 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this contest. Erie digging in after it. Wesley Royston brought out of the zone. Here's Carey Tarantzen with it. Tarant's down. Royston in front. Great defensive play for Kayshawn Aitchison. Out of the zone and all the way back into the defensive end. Holomego slows it down. 38-18. Erie leads in shots. Eliason. For this one goes in through neutral ice. Brett Hammond gets a jump into the offensive end. Hammond. Nice backhand pass, but to nobody in particular, so it'll be taken away by Jelsma and the Colts. Top of the right circle. Outside of this circle, now moved up Eliason with it. Eliason through traffic. Jelsma not able to find that one in front. And taken away by Martin Mishiak and co. 19 shots now for the Colts. Up into the air, Hammond after it. Nebraska delayed offside here as getting back in was Jaden Newton. Schaefer. Moved over, Hammond up for Frasca. Frasca through neutral ice. Back of the blue line it'll go. Worked in. Kabowski, top of the left circle. Sends it behind for Newton. Holomego after it, wide corner. Battle for it down the ice. Won't have enough to go back for an icing, so that is a total eat clock play. Clark, Messier, and Phillips out as your forward unit for the Erie Otters. Newton will bring it in. 2-on-1, developing shot. And a nice save made by Erlin. Holomego below the goal line. 9:48 remaining here in the third period. Bottom of the right circle. Chip pass, nearly over for Weigel. Davio with it. Davio battling back behind. Holomego in after this one. Messier with it. Out to neutral ice. Chips it forward continuously. 9.5 left to go here in the third period. Puck goes inside of the corner as it'll be slowed down by Grayson Tiller. And you're really feeling a lot of the finality of this game. There's just kind of that lackadaisical passing from either side. The just clock is running kind of moment. It's been a tough battle as this one goes down for an icing. And the Otters are going to draw on the offensive end with 9:12 to go.
I am shocked that was icing. It looks like it was tipped back in deep by a Colt player on the other side of the red line, which would negate the icing call, and it unfortunately doesn't. That means a stoppage of play, and, well, for Erie, an offensive zone draw.
Face off in the right circle. 9:12 left to go here in period number 3. Erie 9 minutes away from finishing out what has been a stellar Saturday night at the EIA. Spence, as that one hit him in the back, sent back down. Pano Femus has got a pair of goals in tonight's game, and he has this one passed out of the zone against him. A little chip in from Alexi Davio. Alfano sends it back down the rest of the way. And once again, credit where it's due to Rebick. Again, you're not coming in a good situation. You've had to face probably about a teenager's worth of shots here, 13, 14 or so, and he's not allowed anything from Erie.
He's done a nice job since coming into this game and really calming things down for the Colts, because the Otters have kept the pressure on. Maybe not as much here in this third period, but certainly the case in the second period. So really impressive from the goaltenders to get an icing called just before the blue line, or the red line rather, and the icing is called. But again, Rebick, you got to give him some credit coming in here in not the most ideal of circumstances and doing a great job keeping pucks out of the net.
That's the name of the game. And again, for a goaltender like Rebick, he's a young guy. He's the number 2 behind Sam Hillebrand. His numbers are good, though. They're comparable. Again, smaller sample size than Sam Hillebrand, but I think he's played a nice game here tonight, and especially for a Barrie Colts team that's as deep as this one is offensively and defensively. You got to make sure you have it inside of the goaltending room as well.
Oh, what's interesting with Rebick, too, he's a big kid. There's certainly something there with this young man. So it'll be exciting to watch his development over the next couple of years.
Of course, for the Erie Otters, they'll only see his development twice a year, as this one comes in offside. And again, I think we've joked about it this weekend. Barrie, notably closer than most of the Otter divisional foes. Brantford, closer than all the divisional foes. And you see them on the road once.
It's interesting, certainly is. And, with Brantford, always a cool place to visit. I really enjoyed our trip to Barrie last week as well. So, it's kind of unfortunate we don't see these teams as often as we do, and great people in both buildings as well, and great folks to interact with. So it's unfortunate for our side, and always good matchups between them as well.
Certainly is, and you think a little bit of that is just because you don't get that familiarity, so you're giving it your all every single time, knowing, well, they're not going to read our systems because they'll be different next year. Royston below the goal line in a no man's land where it's taken by Dylan Edwards. Below the goal line, taken back here, Cole Bodwin. Sauter trying to get a piece of it. Jelsma, lead feed forward. Erie slows it down. Matthew Schaefer bodies off a man. Flapjack puck finds its way back down. 39-19 shots in favor of the Otters. They are 1 away from that 40 cusp, and they are 3 away from having as many as the Barrie Colts did the last time these two teams met just 9 days ago. Nishiak, and it'll go for Frasca. Frasca shot in, and Rebick with a save. There's number 40 for the Erie Otters. 40-19 shot differential. You just do not see that often in this league.
Not at all, and just, again, pure domination for the Erie Otters. Something, again, you don't see it very often in our league, and for the Otters, I think, again, that really goes to show how good of a performance this has been tonight. Just the one thing, though, you want to see it a little bit more consistently now. This has got to be the measuring stick that you want to go off of. I mean, really taking it to one of the better teams in our league. And for the Otters, you got to try and build on this and try and multiply this into more games to come.
You also have to enjoy these moments when they're here. These kind of games where you are just dominant from tape to tape, they're so fleeting. So enjoy them. Know that you dominated here tonight. Again, there's 7 minutes left, and feasibly speaking, anything could happen, but you know you've won the day. You know you've won all 3 periods here. Close it out, celebrate this one, enjoy the off days, because you got a long weekend due up ahead next week. Otters fans certainly enjoying the moment here as they are seeing their team dominate a strong Eastern Conference foe on a Saturday night. Just under 3,600 strong here for the Erie Otters. 6:22 left to go in this one. 40-20 shots in favor of the Otters. And we've got a penalty due up here as there was some rough stuff going on inside of the corner.
I think Keegan Knight's going to go to the box here for the Otters. Little cross check down there, so that's going to be his second penalty of the evening. And Otters look like they'll find themselves back on the penalty kill here late on in this game. So another opportunity for the penalty kill to get some work in and try and kill this thing off. But you feel like this is kind of it, right, for the Colts. If they do want to try and fashion themselves a miraculous comeback here, well, this is probably the last moment that they have an opportunity to do it. So got to score on this for the Otters. Certainly don't want to give up a power play goal late on here.
And if you're Ken Paroff's unit on the opposing side, you know that this is a good opportunity with how the game's gone for you to just keep building up those PK numbers. You kill this one off, well, you know you are ever closer to that P word that is so impossible to find, perfection. And so far, perfect in yesterday's game on the PK. You're so close, they're on the cusp of it here with under 6 minutes left to go. Alfano moved in, Themis, out of the zone it'll go. 3-on-2 rush developing in, top of the right circle it'll go. Sauter takes it back here, backhands it up, taken by Alfano. Erie will move this one north as Pano Themis leads it, and now we'll just circle back into greener pastures. Down the ice it'll go, clearing opportunity, Jelsma stops it before it finds its way to the goal line. Bodie Stewart, drop pass back, Brad Gardiner, top of the left circle, Jelsma reeling and dealing, Gardner shot, where is it? Loose in front of the net, and the Otters nearly send that one out of play for a delay of game penalty. Thank goodness you have that very top strip of glass to help you out.
Yeah, an inch to Matthew Schaefer's left, and that is a delay game penalty. He just scooped it into the glass, and luckily for him, it didn't go over it.
Boy, that would have been a rare day. A 2-penalty night for Matthew Schaefer. 1 is odd enough. 2? Well, I don't know what to tell you about that one. Didn't happen, so we don't have to talk about it too much. Erie trying to send this one out of the zone. That's a nice job done. Frisbee shot, and Terry Terrance is in after it. Terrance below the goal line, man riding his back. That's Tristan Bertucci. They've had battles in the past. 15 seconds ago, Keegan Knight just about ready to stand up in the box.
Here's Cole Bodwin moving in. Bodwin, drive to the net front, just wide of the net. Knight is standing up, and that'll do it. Erie successful. All their penalty kills this weekend. Ken Peroff, mark of pride. Moving its way in, top of the right circle. Matthew Schaefer takes it, puck up in the air. Die back down, basically just a sky punt, and finds its way back inside of the defensive end. One shot for the Barrie Colts on that power play opportunity. You talked about it. It's about your last gasp, but now it's closing time for the Erie Otters with under 4 minutes left to go. Shot in, blocked out of the zone. Gabriel Frasca trying to find an edge. Frasca against Aitchison and sent to the moon and out of play with 3:39 left to go. Well, we will welcome you back into the broadcast booth here, but frankly, there's not really a lot more to talk about at this point. Just domination. Erie's done what you have to do in this period. You don't need to add more goals. You can. You should try to. You don't have to. Focus on defensive. Erie's done just that.
Pretty similar to the third period last night, I thought we saw from the Otters. Just lock it down, not allow the Bulldogs, and in this case here tonight, the Barrie Colts, to do much offensively. I think the Otters did a really strong job here in the third period. Now it's all about escaping healthy and escaping with the 2 points, and I think most importantly, though, keeping the score the way it is.
Most importantly, with that as well, don't bite into anything. Don't get dogged into any after the whistle stuff. Not just healthy, but make sure you keep all these players available for Thursday against Niagara, because this is a time of the game where frustration amounts. Long trip back to Barrie. Don't get involved in any of that. Just take care of business, wipe your hands clean, celebrate a big win.
Yeah, do your job, get through it here, and hopefully a nice little night of celebration into an off day tomorrow for the guys, and right back at it to prepare for the Ice Dogs on Thursday.
And Trevor, these guys are very similar to you in what their Sunday plans are on off days. You saw Carrie Terrance walked in tonight's game in a Buffalo Bills t-shirt. It's football Sunday for them as well, and nothing tastes quite as good on football Sunday like knowing it's a victory Sunday as well.
No, and the Otters haven't had too many opportunities like that this season. It's been a tough go in the second half of back-to-backs or last game of weekend. So the Otters with an opportunity here to close one out and pick up a huge win to give them their first weekend sweep of the year.
And a well-deserved one, of course, as they play this one right in front of the net, trying to stop it right at the blue line, falling on top of it. Noah Erliden with a flurry of saves. We won't say why, but he knows why with 3:06 left to go in the third.
Well, what's amazing with Noah Erliden is this weekend he's seen now a total of 50 shots. I believe the Bulldogs had 27 last night. There's been games where that's been a game for him. So, and again, I think that's a testament to how good this Otters defense has been over this recent stretch. And again, they're doing it with 5 guys. It's not just about Erliden. He's been terrific, of course, but with the guys in front of him doing their job as well. Just really, really fun to watch. And again, a credit to Stan Butler and Ken Peroff.
Final 3 minutes left to go here in Erie. Otters will lead this one out of the zone. Pano Femus, and chasing after it, Sam Alfano. Alfano back after this one, finding its way up the wide wall. Zach Weigel moved in, right wing side at the blue line. They'll say that one was in onside, and Erie will take it below the goal line. Don't believe we'll see any late game strategy, anything too crazy. Don't think Rebick's going to go to the bench at any point for an extra attacker. And again, for Ben Rebick, it's about team performance, not individual performance. But if my numbers are correct here, he's had 15 shots faced, 15 saves made.
Yeah, a really calm and composed performance from Ben Rebick, and a really big confidence-building night as well for the young goaltender to come in relief, come in cold, and shut the door. Doing a great job for the Barrie Colts, and you got to give him plenty of credit.
Face all back at center ice. 2:25 left to go here. It's just about killing time for the Erie Otters. You've done all the hard work. You've put yourself in a position as this one finds its way down in front, blocked away. Moving back, it'll go wide corner. After it, finding its way outside of the right circle. Oliver Phillips digs it out. Phillips, by the way, congratulations. First OHL point last night, and it was a nice one. Got it with a little bit of help from Alexei Davio coming up with his 3rd goal of the year. Have a feeling, we've talked about it quite a bit, have a feeling Phillips is going to make a nice OHL career for himself.
Yeah, he's been really, really strong for the Otters. Big kid, and, Stan Butler always likes to have quite a bit of size in his lineup, and Phillips certainly fits that role. Done a really nice job here with the Otters.
Bodwin brings this one out, entering in from the right wing side. Moved down by Boakey, back below the goal line. 90 seconds left to go. 90 seconds into this game, the Otters scored. That was Pano-Femus, and if all holds pat, that'll be the game-winning goal. Eliason back inside of the defensive end. Erie creating some pressure as Davio is taken down onto the ice. Martin Misiak takes a little bit of exception to that from Bodwin. Frasca goes down as well, and here's where you have to just have armor. Just do not bite into any of that stuff. Let them do what they want to do behind the play. Let them serve the time if they want to. If you're the Otters, don't get involved.
Yeah, keep your head. Just, obviously you don't want to take too much of a beating without standing up for yourself, but at the same time, you got to make sure to be smart about it and not allow yourself to take a penalty late on in this game here and maybe get into a situation where you might miss a game.
Back below the goal line it'll go. Final 36 seconds left to go here. Moved in through neutral ice, finding its way back up along the near wall. Grayson Tiller sends it back behind. 25 seconds left to go here. Erie will move it out to the neutral zone. All the way back into defensive ice. Down below the goal line of Noah Erliden. 14 seconds left to go. The countdown begins as this one shot away. Erie will take it back below the goal line. Out of the zone it'll go. The fans are on their feet. The first North American shutout for Noah Erliden. 24 save night. Erie sweeps the weekend with a 4-0 win against the Barrie Colts. They mobbed their goalie, and rightfully so. He didn't have to do it all here tonight, but how many times has he had to be the water carrier for this team? And on a night like tonight where the offense shows up, Noah Erliden shows up and gets his first career OHL shutout.
It was nice to see. It was a night where Noah Erliden didn't have to be the star of the show, but ends up being the star of the show with his first Ontario Hockey League shutout. So a big congratulations to Noah Erliden, who was able to celebrate. And for the first time, really impressive stuff to see from Noah. And a big win here on home ice for the Erie Otters, and a dominant win on home ice here for the Erie Otters.
Look how fired up the Swedish chef is. He is absolutely leading this parade, waving to the fans, hugging Schaefer, doing his handshake with Martin Misiak. This is your night, young man. The high expectations placed upon his shoulders were great from the Otters when he was drafted. He has lived up to every expectation, and now he has his first North American shutout.
Yeah, every expectation and then some for this young goaltender, Noah Erliden. I have been so impressed with him throughout his time here in North America and in the Ontario Hockey League, playing both games here for the Erie Otters this weekend. You know how tough it is to play the second half of a back-to-back when you played the night before on the road. For him to come out and take care of a shutout and a big win here at home, that is just a fantastic job from Noah Erliden, and I'm sure he will be honored as well here as we celebrate this one tonight.
Big win for the Erie Otters, 4-0. 4 goals off 40 shots, but realistically it was 4 goals off of 25 shots. And now the announcement of 3 stars closes out a terrific weekend for the Erie Otters. And the fans are waiting to see who it's going to be. I think we all have one guy in mind here, but we'll see what fate has due up here.
If I had to choose, it'd be Terrance, Femus, and Erliden.
I would say that would be more than a fair three-peat of guys to have here. The fans are anxiously waiting. They have not moved from their seats except to maybe get a little closer, get a chance to get one of those logoed stars.
Fans, now time for the 3 stars of the game, presented by Duncan. Tonight's 3rd star with 1 assist, Erie defenseman number 48, Matthew Schaefer.
Well, it was a big assist, it was a huge shot, and it was a big goal for Femus. You can always give Schaefer a star. His defensive play, stout.
Tonight's second star with 2 goals, Erie forward number 98, Pano Femus.
Pano Femus, second star honors. Yeah, well deserved. What a night he had. 2 goals. He just does all the little things right. He is a terrific leader for this organization and rightfully deserving a second star. So we'll take the mystery out of it. You know who first star is.
24 saves in his first OHL shutout. Erie goaltender number 1, Noah Erliden.
First star of the game, goalkeeper number 1, Noah Erliden. Noah, your first OHL shutout tonight. Did it all just seem to slow down for you out there tonight?
Yeah, it feels good. The guys in front of me play well. It was easy for me tonight.
Alrighty, and then obviously a win last night and a win tonight, 1 away, 1 on the road. Is it all coming together for you guys right now?
Yeah, everything feels good.
Alrighty, everybody, once again, give it up for your first star of the game, goalie number 1, Noah Erliden.
So deserving and very deserving of the ice bath because, man, he has had to be an absolute backbone for this organization on so many occasions. He's only had a young OHL career, but he seems like a seasoned vet, and it's because he has done it at the pro level, over in Sweden, at the international level, for Team Sweden. He could not be a better piece to have to this puzzle. The guys love him. He is absolutely a fireball when he's in net, and he has been a big piece. It's so good to see him rewarded with that first shutout. He's gotten so close so many times.
Yeah, there's been a couple times that you look at the game back in Barrie.
Yeah.
Last Thursday, the 41-42 save night, and the shot from Gelsman just kind of snuck in, right? But just a great performance from Noah tonight. And, you know, one where, like he just said, they made it easy for him. And
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think that the Otters played such a great game in front of him. This is almost like a team shutout, right? Where the guy is, and the effort they put in around the goaltender, Noah Erliden, contributes to him coming away with a shutout tonight. But he was terrific, and a couple of big saves for him down the line.
We got to get a tracker going here. If I'm not mistaken, I think Noah Erliden's had a star honor here at the Erie Insurance Arena every single home game this season.
Yeah, that would probably check out given the scores of the games here. All the games here, other than the first one, maybe not in the home opener with the 5-2 loss to the Brampton Steelheads. But other than that, I would probably say you'd have a pretty good bet to be pretty close on all those.
Erie wins it 4-0 here tonight. Noah Erliden finally rewarded for all the days he has had to carry so much weight for the Otters with his first North American shutout, his first OHL shutout, and the Otters sweep the weekend, get the brooms out, the Eastern Conference. Erie wins on the road, wins at home, and now they go into a tough 3-game set with quite a bit of momentum.
Yeah, a lot of momentum after a big weekend sweep. Boy, you looked at this weekend from an eagle eye coming into it, and wow, it's going to be tough to even win one, given the circumstances with guys being out. To come away with both wins, oh man, it's like, you know, tonight was almost the freebie because you're thinking, all right, get the split, but now come back home and to put together this performance, it's in there, right? And you know, you hear from everybody around the league the expectations around this team and what they can be, and I think tonight was really one of the first times tonight I think they've really proved it, and I'm very impressed. But now it's about what you've done for me lately. Yep. So the Otters are going to have to put it all together again in a very tough 3-3 weekend on the way with Niagara, Guelph, and Sarnia up next.
Outside of a 2-minute and 32-second span yesterday, the Erie Otters shut out every team they played this weekend for 117 minutes and 28 seconds. One stretch is all it took. Outside of that, 8-3 is your weekend score against two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. You're going to take that, and now that you have the chance to go up against the best in the East, geographic rival, organization that you're more than familiar with, and one that always seems to have big games one side or the other, this is really a chance for it to be a grudge match and say, okay, we've had winning pairs.
get a winning streak going in a good way.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad way to go. But again, you go into Niagara, that's a big game for the Erie Otters against a really, really good team. And then you go play a Guelph team, which is struggling a little bit. So maybe you're catching them at the right time. And then Sarnia, big win today, kind of a mystery on what the Sting are and what the Sting are going to be here this year. So, big win on home ice. Great to get it done.
The Otters Hockey postgame show is next with highlights, league scoreboard, and more reaction. We'll step aside and be right back after this.
This is my legacy.
Tacoma has a dominant legacy as America's favorite small pickup for almost 2 decades. Known for reliability and capability. Now buy a Tacoma with low 4.99 APR or lease an SR for $279 a month.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
When it comes to health education in the Erie region, Northwest Pennsylvania AHEC is the name to know. But what is AHEC? Do they provide education to high school students on health careers?
AHEC does that.
Continued medical education for professionals?
AHEC does that.
Training for community health workers?
AHEC does that.
And even more?
AHEC, yeah, they do that.
Learn more today at nwpaahec.org. Northwest Pennsylvania Area Health Education Center, advancing Pennsylvania's health through education. Well, we take a look at the scoreboard around the Ontario Hockey League here tonight, and for the Erie Otters, they win at 4-0. Sioux wins at 4-0 in Flint. 4-goal win for Saginaw at Owen Sound. Kingston holds off Guelph in a 6-3 win. Sudbury goes on the road and gets their first win with Quentin Musty back on the roster this season. Sarnia with a 5-3 win at Brampton. Port Colborne's got some work to do, and they're in the third period of a late starting game here. They're down 3-2 to the Strathroy Rockets. Of course, that is the Erie Otters affiliate here. So as we look ahead here for the Erie Otters, we've got some stuff to talk about. Next game due up, of course, is going to be our Military Appreciation Night. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. It'll be a good one. It'll be a tough one. And for the Erie Otters, they'll get an opportunity to be able to take on a Sarnia Sting team. That was tonight's night, of course, is Country Night. So as we look ahead to the games that are ahead, of course, we talk about Sarnia. We talk about the Brampton Steelheads. These are your games that you've got ahead. These are your teams that you're looking at next. And those are 2 big home games. And for the Erie Otters, you got 1 game at home next week, and then you have 11 days between your home games. So for the Otters, you're going to have a tough stretch on the road here. In fact, of your next few games, 5 of your next 6 are on the road. We talk about some of those games that are ahead. It's Thursday, taking on the Niagara Ice Dogs. It's Friday against the Guelph Storm. Then you're finally back here on Saturday. So again, if you're in the area this week, Monday, if you got some kiddos, again, no school for Erie County Community Schools or Erie School District schools. So take the kids out of the house, take them to the Experience Children's Museum, come meet and greet some of the Otters, play some knee hockey, have some fun. On Wednesday, if you're feeling very giving, make sure you help us give some blood to the Community Blood Bank. It is a critical time for blood, and we would really appreciate all the support that you can get. And in exchange, the Community Blood Bank will give you a very cool t-shirt. And of course, Otters hockey back at home next weekend, Military Appreciation Night. That's always an emotional one. It's always a fun one. And it's always good to have the Sarnia Sting and hopefully our good radio buddy of Lee Cunningham in town. Well, it was a fun one here tonight, to say the least. The Otters win this one by a 4-0 final on Country Night. We tip our hats to the Erie Otters here because what else can you do? What a great win. Noah Erliden coming up with his first career Ontario Hockey League shutout. Big time, gets the water bath, gets the Gatorade bath, and gets the rousing applause of his contemporaries. Great win for the Otters. Great weekend for the Otters. They win both games, sweep the weekend, and going to a tough 3-game stretch, knowing they've got momentum on their side. We'll close it out for you here tonight with the highlights from a very exciting game. We'll talk to you from Niagara on Thursday night. Take care.
No shots officially recorded just yet in this one, as we are just nearly 90 seconds underway. Top of the left circle, sent in. Rebound opportunity, they score! First shot of the game, first goal. Pano Femus getting it started on home ice.
Up it'll go here. Erie moving through neutral ice. Found in, moved in. Outside of the right circle, Dylan Edwards puts it in front. Oh, what a save made by Hillebrand as he sticks the big toe out.
Yeah, it was a really impressive night on the penalty kill. And again, just get puck and send it out of the zone.
Watch out, opportunity here for Carey Terrance. Alone in front, he scores! Short-handed goal, Carey Terrance. Our player to watch puts the Otters up 2-0. 7:57 to go in the first period. Back-to-back games with shorties for the Otters. Hemming fresh out of the box, bottom of the right circle, sends this one up for Beaudoin, but doesn't have anywhere to shoot it. Top of the left circle, back of the blue line, right wing side, and quick pinball action sets this one to the near wall. Emil Hemming will bring it in, offside, so we'll just leave it behind. Matthew Schaefer moving it up the near wall. Schaefer back below the goal line, it'll go. Out to meet is Sam Hillebrand. It kind of got caught in his paraphernalia. Here he sends it through, they score! Oh, what a read, what a play! And the Erie Otters are back up. It's a 3-0 lead. Martin Mishak always waiting on the doorstep, and he don't miss. Schaefer with it, Schaefer. That one sticked away, and that's a good play defensively from Sam Hillebrand. Get the stick in the way, the poke checks count all the same. Here's Schaefer moving in. Schaefer, shot, rebound, they score! Second of the night for Panofemus. It's 4-0 Erie Otters. Eight and a half minutes left to go here in period number 2. Toward the net front, Erliden meets it. Still loose on the goal line. Finding its way mid-slot. Erliden, it just sneaks below.